Shut up, the foot is on the radio.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
Oh, yes, it has blockbuster written all over it. It's Port Adelaide and it's Collingwood, and it gets no bigger. Saturday night footy here at the Adelaide Oval. The top two sides in the comp, they face off. Port Adelaide, their 13-game winning streak is no more. They went down last week. A bit of sting in the tail for them, you would think, tonight. And Collingwood on a 4-game winning run. They have been the testing material all year, and they come to town to flex their muscle. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Got a big team in their house for this game of the year. We welcome the Brownlow medalists from the Adelaide Footy Club. Premiership player Mark Rasciuto and Roo. It's 1v2. It's been a big build-up. What do you think we find out tonight?
Oh, we'll find out who the best side is, Yoda, won't we? They've both been a bit mouthy in the media, which is good. Nothing too personal, but Braden Maynard started it last week straight after the game on the MCG, telling Port to bring their A game, and then Kenny Hinkley yesterday saying, well, Collingwood think they're the best, and they keep telling everyone they're best. Well, we'll find out tonight. So bring on the fireworks. Both of them are fully fit too, so the best players are out there, so it should be a cracker.
Right next to you, Red Bigland's 10 years at the top with the Adelaide Crows. Biggles, Taylor Adams plays game number 200 for the Pies tonight.
Yeah, he's certainly an important player. Just his flexibility, you would have thought, with him, and of course De Goey at centre bounce clearance. I mean, where Taylor Adams can play and what he can do across his career, when he's not suspended, of course. Last year he got rubbed out so much, but off the back of 2 goals, 23 disposals, he is a dangerous commodity for the Pies, and no doubt they're going to have Drew or look at him or De Goey or one of them, but too many to man up on.
Chris Dittmar joins me in commentary tonight. Ditz, some big ins for Port Adelaide's side tonight.
Yeah, Roo said they're both fully fit, these sides, and I don't know, a couple of the key players, they're playing. So, and Roo, the old story, once you cross the line, you're declared fit, and I understand, I get that.
Let's ask Ken
I
just want to,
yeah, let's. I just want to be realistic about it. I hope Port's big guns are fit. Zach Butters went off last week with a groin, but he's been cleared to play. I think Lysette's, a bit of a query. Obviously, he's had a knee problem, and we can go on about that, but
Charlie
they're out
Dixon,
there.
Jason on front.
Yeah, that's right. But they've got to play, and they've got to play well. Look, I don't mind saying this is one of those games I've laid awake all week. I'm that excited. This is, seriously.
Excited or nervous?
Both. This is going to be a real good goal. Well, I hope it is anyway, but I've been pumped for this all week.
Yeah, no player this year at all is 100% fit. I'm sure Kenny was saying that as well. But also, De Goey's been crook all week, trained away from the group. So if he's their best player and he's running at 70% capacity, that may work out with the Rosie or Butters carrying these little niggles. But once this ball is bounced, it's going to be game on.
It's the Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising at Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. Roo, listening to Fly during the week, coach at Collingwood, just talking about you've got to play Adelaide Oval differently. He said, we've had a couple of goes now, and we've figured out you've got to do some different things. Have you got any clue what he might mean by that?
Well, Adelaide Oval's a bit narrower than the MCG. It is a different shape, so I don't know really what he would be doing to play it differently to that. I guess, yeah, you can zone a bit differently when you're playing on a narrow ground, but whatever it is, he's got it worked out. They've won their last 7 games here, so I don't think he's got too much to worry about.
Yeah, once they get used to it, they'll be right.
Yeah, exactly.
Roo, I think Collingwood have been superb to watch this year. Great, and that's one thing I'm excited about tonight. I just want to watch them in the flesh as well. They are so good, so skillful, so talented. But your mob, you've seen the Crows play them twice and lose by a point and 2 points. Did you see anything special in that? Was there anything about the way the Crows took them on?
I think Adelaide plays similar to Collingwood. They take the game on a lot and have got quite good ball skills and can work their way through. So that's what Adelaide did. But Adelaide should have won that game in Adelaide earlier in the year if it wasn't for inaccurate goal kicking. Collingwood come from behind and won. But I think taking Collingwood on, you can't. Collingwood put a huge amount of pressure on the opposition. They're the best side in the comp at putting pressure on. So if you don't take the game on and move the ball quickly, their back line will not let you score.
All right, we're about to head down to the boundary right now for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. The coach of Port Adelaide, Ken Hinkley, with Theo Doropoulos.
Well, Ken, thanks for giving us a second. So close to the game. 1v2, Adelaide Oval in front of your people. It doesn't get much better than this. Does it feel different?
Yeah, I don't think it feels so much different yet, but I think it will when the game starts. I mean, there's been a bit of a build-up to the game, which is great. I think the stuff that goes on before the game makes the game what we want it to be, and I think we love seeing a bit of passion in the game.
Some massive ins for you as well. Obviously, Dixon, McKenzie straighten you up at both sides. Horne-Francis, enormous. But particularly interested in Willie Rioli, how he's going. It's been well documented with the passing of his father, but it's great to see those guys back, but particularly with Willie.
Yeah, Willie's going to be fantastic for us, and conditions are really made for him a bit tonight, I hope. So, he's got real clevers about him. But the other boys, they all make us better. There's no doubt about that. But ultimately, we need to embrace the opportunity and the pressure that's going to be in this game.
Kenny, it's Roo here, mate. Braden Maynard fired it up after the game last week, saying Port better bring their A game, and you put another log on the fire yesterday just to stoke it up a bit. That was good.
Why not, Roo? Why not? I mean, it's a game of emotions, and it's a game of we all want to be a part of, and good on him and good on them for putting it out there that they wanted to be and recognised as number one. And our challenge is tonight is to try and knock that off, and we're going to give it our best shot.
You're confident tonight with those players back in? It was a loss you. Some people are saying you had to have last week, but not 50 points.
No, everyone says you have to have a loss, but no one wants one, so I didn't want one either. So, and I certainly didn't want one by 50 points. So, look, we were off and we weren't great. And look, to be fair and be honest, since the bye, we've been a little bit down on where we've been. So it'll be really important for us tonight to get right back to that level, and our absolute best right to the end of the game is going to be really required.
Ken, it's rare this time of year that players are playing without any sort of niggles. How are you assessing that come selection night? Of course, you want them to be at their premium, but you want to work through the pain as well.
Yeah, well, you need to be fit, Biggles. I mean, that's the reality. You need to be fit, and if you're fit to go out and play, we then put you out there as 100% and we let you go. I mean, there's not a player probably out in the field tonight for both teams at some point after, what have we played, 18 games or something, that's probably not feeling some parts of their body, but that's what AFL seasons do. They stress you to the limit, and then you've got to get there at the end.
Ken, at the start, I know Theo asked you about the importance of tonight. I'm just wondering, are you putting extra on it? Are you saying to a lot of your young players, come on tonight, show me what you've got? You're playing the top side, come September we might have to play them, or are you really, really trying to treat tonight as a normal game?
No, I want to embrace the opportunity. I think that's true. I think there's no doubt about it. I want us to, to see how we go. It won't be the be-all and end-all regardless of what happens tonight. If we win, we won't be the best team in the comp. If we lose, we won't be that far away from where we've been. So, but the opportunity to get into this game and be a part of it is great for our group and great for the competition, but particularly for us, we want to see where we're at a little bit.
Yeah, their midfield looks good tonight. They've got absolutely chock-a-block. The Dacosses, Pendlebury, Adams, side bottom, DeGoey, Mitchell and Crisp. We know what Butters and Rosie have done for you this year. Just feel tonight you're going to have to get as much out of Drew, Boak, Wines, Horne-Francis, Dersman and maybe Powell Pepper just to match him.
Yeah, I think that'll be the case, Drew, but I think they'll be looking at that saying the same about, the quality, as you just said, the quality of our midfield, and, it's going to be on, there's no doubt about that. And last time we played them, they smacked us, and they smacked us good, so we've got to see what we've, look, we weren't the same team as we are now, so it'll be interesting to see where we end up.
In recent times, the Pies have been tearing their opposition apart in one quarter, more or less, if you like, but do you have any on-field structure? Not a lot you can do from the box, Ken, but how the leaders can slow down the momentum when it's going against you on field?
Yeah, we certainly do. I mean, we have opportunities to control the game when we get a chance, but sometimes the harder you try to slow a game down, the worse it can go for you too, I find. So,
yep.
I watched today's game at the end where I think it was Richmond and Hawthorn are playing. Both teams are really throwing the white flag up because they're trying to save the game. Sometimes you're better off to go on the attack, and I probably tend to go a bit more on the attack than go the conservative.
How do you find the bench, Ken? You've been down there for a while now.
Really good until last week, Roo. Really good. I was happy to stay there forever. We keep winning. Look, I'm enjoying the bench. I'm enjoying the connection to the group. I think it's bringing something to the team, and I think it's certainly I've got great experience up in the box, and they're making sure that we know everything that's going on from up there, from their point of view, and for me on the bench. I think it just helps to keep our players together.
Well, Ken, it's a big game. The access you give us is extraordinary. We really appreciate it on Triple M. Best of luck.
Good on you. Thanks, boys.
Luck. There he is, Ken Hinkley. What a game it's going to be. And we have got the opening bounce coming up after the break. It's Port Adelaide. It's Collingwood. It's been our Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. Mark Rashido, Red Biglands will get stuck right into this one. Big Saturday night clash. Top of the table. 1v2 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M footy, prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M's Sunday Rub isn't afraid to make the big calls.
There's a push for the players to have their names on the back of their Guernseys.
Yes. Even if they can't always get them out.
So I think the West Coast Eagles can knock off the Kangaroos.
They can do what to them?
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 1 for Melbourne and Adelaide. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Anyone who loses their licence for drink driving will have an alcohol interlock fitted to any vehicle they drive, which means your day will involve a lot of blowing into the interlock. Pulling over in busy traffic to blow into the interlock. Telling your boss that you have to fit an interlock to your work vehicle. Paying to have an interlock fitted and serviced. And a whole lot of blowing into the interlock. Drinking, driving, they're better apart. A message from the TAC.
Hey, there he is. How's dad life?
Phil, I'm so tired, but it's the best.
All settled in with everything?
Yeah, pretty much. Switched my super over to C-Bus too.
What's that got to do with your kid?
Oh, well, I really got to make sure this hard work pays off now. You know.
True.
C-Bus Super, making hard work pay off. To consider if C-Bus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS and TMD. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Have you got a dream renovation, a dream man cave?
Robot's got it.
Robot Building Supplies can help you get the job done. Robot's been servicing the building, fencing, engineering, roofing and cabinet making industries for over 70 years now. So when it comes to experience and reliability,
Robot's got it.
With 24-hour delivery, dream one day, build the next. Robot Building Supplies, Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. RobotBuildingSupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
Do your Coles shopping on DoorDash and pay the same price as in-store. From grocery top-ups to stocking the pantry or planning your weekly meals, shop Coles at in-store prices and get it delivered in 45 minutes on DoorDash. Plus, if an item you order is out of stock, your Dasher will message you while shopping, keeping you in control with no surprises. DoorDash, more to your door than you think. Based on average delivery times. Delivery times not guaranteed. Delivery and service fees apply.
Are you ready to start something? Do what you love? With 38 free TAFE courses and over 130 nationally recognised qualifications including business, accounting, real estate, cybersecurity and IT, come to Kangan Institute, the Australian Large Training Provider of the Year 2022. No ATAR needed. It's time to unleash you at Kangan Institute. Call 13 TAFE to apply now or visit kangan.edu.au. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
Saturday night footy, big clash at Port Adelaide and it's Collingwood for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Big team in the house. We've got Mark Rashido and Rhett Biglands to tear this game to shreds. Boys, what a salivating encounter this is going to be. It's 1v2. Take us through it. How does it get one here tonight?
Well, it's going to be a huge game, isn't it? Collingwood smacked Port Adelaide on the MCG in round 2 by 51 points. So that would be in the back of the mind of Port Adelaide, and so would their loss last week. So for Port Adelaide, they just need to get off to a good start. If they can get off to a good start, all of that just evaporates straight away. Whereas if they are slow out of the gates and Collingwood get a few goals at the start, the question marks get in the mind. So the start is absolutely crucial. Scotty Lysette needs to give their midfield use of the ball, and their midfield for Port Adelaide need to get on top. I asked Kenny about the depth of Port Adelaide. Drew, Boak, Wines, Horn, Francis, Dersma, Powell, Pepper need to have a great night tonight to go along with Butters and Rosie, because Listen to this for Collingwood midfield. Nick Dacos, Josh Dacos, Pendlebury, Adams, Sidebottom, DeGoey, Mitchell and Crisp. 8 genuine A-grade midfielders in the Collingwood midfield, and they're going to be hard to beat, Biggles.
Isn't it incredible, though, how much water has gone under the bridge since round 2 when the Pies tore them to bits at the Triple MCG, and how that can change a side's mindset going into them now. As a player, you'd probably forgotten about that, but you'd still hold a bit of a grudge, I thought, if I was Port Adelaide and Collingwood. That should give them confidence. Premiership credentials on the line, then I think today as a football club we're going to find out a lot about Port Adelaide. I don't think there's too much to lose from a Collingwood point of view. We know how they are such a powerful performer under immense pressure. This is one of the biggest pressure games that the Port Adelaide Footy Club's had in a long time.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of ladder pressure now as well. Brisbane have knocked off Geelong up in Brisbane, so Brisbane aren't far behind Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide finished top 2. It's a massive advantage to them for the finals. To get a home final here in the first week of finals is huge, whereas if they have to go to Brisbane and play them up there, it is a lot harder than playing in Adelaide.
So when Collingwood get these run-ons, Roo, that's my concern. When they blow teams away in a quarter, like they did against the Dogs, like they did against Freo as well, when they absolutely terrorised the opposition, how do Port stop that on field? There's nothing that coaches do. I touched on it when we interviewed Kenny. How do you slow it down as a player? We used to have a call, the Anzac call, everyone to arms to try and win possession. With the 6-6-6 rule, you can't get numbers back.
Well, you just got to win the ball, Biggles. All you can do is win the ball and maintain possession and fight and put pressure on. That's all you can do. You can't rotate players back and do that anymore. Those days are over. You just got to get your hands on the ball.
Well, maintaining possession, though, is that a worry for Port?
No, I'm not saying chipping it around. I'm saying get your hands on the ball and get it in the forward line and keep it in your forward half. That's the way you've got to do it. So you've got to win your clearances and get the ball down there and fight and scrap. And Port Adelaide have got McEntee and they've got Evans there. They've got Powell Pepper there. They're great at doing that, Port Adelaide. When they're playing well, that's why they've got those players in there and drafted those players to keep it in. And they're very good at it.
You know, a lot of modern defenders play off, don't they? Play off their man, give them a couple of metres, like to zone off, all these sorts of things. I think tonight more than ever, this Collingwood forward line is too powerful. Their little sharpshooters are too dangerous. Port Adelaide's defenders, for mine, have to stand side by side, be right on them, give them no space, like the old-fashioned defender, seriously, because Collingwood will tear them apart.
Well, that's good pick-up, Dits, because obviously Bobby Hill's electric at ground level, even though he's starting on the interchange tonight. They probably looked at Dylan Williams across half-back and thought he'll start as a sub because he's not that lockdown type.
But it worries me that Farrell isn't, and Burton, they're not either. They're beautiful kicks out of defence. They need to stand right on their man.
Yeah, Lockie Jones might get that job. Ditz. Burton has been used in the past and has had some goals kicked on him, but I think Lockie Jones will probably get that sort of role if they want to try and shut one down.
Let's head to Theodoropoulos. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Theo at ground level.
Yoda, conditions not too bad. It was very wet in Adelaide during the day. The deck is very slippery, a little bit soggy in areas too. So just be aware for the players, the first 5 or so minutes might be a bit of a wet weather game. Really nice moment a minute ago with Craig McRae and Ken Hinkley in a shake of hands and just chatting through what's going to be a cracking evening tonight. Starting benches, Jordan De Goey, Bobby Hill, Jack Crisp and Mason Cox for Collingwood. Oleg Markov is the sub, and for Port Adelaide, Miles Bergman, Brownlow medalist Ollie Wines, superstar Connor Rosie and Francis Evans start on the pine. Dylan Williams is the sub. Captain's just in the middle of the ground now, guys. The coin about to be tossed. Ollie Wines.
Tails call, it's a head.
Has won the toss.
And he's going to kick to the city end.
City end, right of the radio.
Good on you, Theo. Taylor Adams tossing the coin as well for Collingwood in game number 200. Biggles and Roo, quick pick and margin before you have Never Tear Us Apart.
I'll go for Collingwood by 20.
Yeah, I'm actually bullish on the power. I think they can get it done, but I've been making, my tips have been making weather presenters look good these days, my predictions.
Oh, good one, Jez.
Biggest game of the year, 1v2, Collingwood and Port Adelaide. And here's Chris Dittmar to get us underway on Triple M footy.
It's first versus second at the Adelaide Oval. Can Collingwood tear Port Adelaide apart? They did at the MCG earlier this year. What a game. Umpire to bounce the ball. Lysett and Cameron collide in the middle. And they do so now. Reaching over the top was Lysett. Collingwood away. Butters dragged off the footy. Umpire said high contact.
Port Adelaide.
A brutal tackle.
High contact.
And Butters. Butters has run off. He doesn't even know he's got the free kick.
But Tom Mitchell wanted to throw his weight around early. He's the one that got him high.
Port play on immediately. Handball to Houston. Long kick inside 50. Port Adelaide caught behind. Marshall was 3 deep. Off hands a loose footy. Deep in defence for Collingwood. Finlayson in the forward line. Sockers forward. Evans gets involved. His first touch, in fact, McEntee. And the ball off hands goes out of play. Port Adelaide inside 50 for the first time tonight. A throw in right on the 50-metre line.
Darcy Moore looks like he's matching up with Charlie Dixon.
Seabus Super comments from Mark Rasciuto and Rhett Biglands tonight.
Jeremy Howe on Finlayson.
Big crowd in at the Adelaide Oval. The throw in comes. Dixon doing the ruck work, plays in front, manhandled out of the way. Cameron tries to fist clear. Penalty gets the kick away. No mark taken. Jones was good for Port Adelaide. Loose ball, centre wing, not 15. Lysett punches forward, running onto it. Drew gets the kick away, smothered off hands and in the back. Pay the advantage. There's no advantage, but Butters grubbers one inside 50. Dixon handball to Boak. Boak's handball goes astray. Didn't find a teammate. McEntee tried to keep it alive, and it ricochets out of play, right forward pocket.
It's a good start by Port Adelaide. They look up and about. They've got the ball inside forward 50. This is exactly what they needed to get over that loss from last week.
Seabus Super, Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands tonight. Throw in forward pocket for Port Adelaide. Dixon doing the ruck work. Powell Pepper came steaming through. It was wrapped up by Mitchell. Dished off the handball. Came through very well there, Josh Dacos. Quain all wrapped up. Really nice tackle by Junior. And we'll have a ball up. Theo Doropoulos, Bob Jane T-Marts.
The question the AFL has been trying to solve is how do you stop Nick Dacos? Well, tonight it's Willem Drew. He's gone to him from the get-go.
So ball up. 50 out from Port Adelaide's goal, side bottom. Cleared it from the defensive 50, but only as far as Alir. Takes a nice mark in the middle of the ground. Goes short to Butters. He goes with a right foot ball. Nicely measured to Drew. They're gradually creeping forward, Port Adelaide. Now a big long bomb comes from McKenzie. Big fly Marshall. Couldn't drag it down. Ground level, Powell Pepper has a shot. He's missed. Everything out of bounds on the full. So Collingwood are going to get it deep in their defence.
What about Todd Marshall destroying that pack? You've got to love that from the big forward. Just killing the ball. Had a massive ride to bring it to ground. And when you've got Moore going to Dixon, and we know Dixon's running on about 70% capacity at the moment with his injuries, it's so good to have Marshall flying as the big man, second one in.
Pendlebury ran hard, kicked it long. Off hands, Houston did well at centre wing, but the handball goes to Cameron. Cameron got a handball away under pressure, side bottom. The veteran picks it up. His kick around the corner's good, or was it? Just stayed in play. And McStay takes the mark a millimetre inside the boundary line. So McStay, crowd getting involved early. A lot of boos. The left foot kick. Along centre wing, Alir in front. Gets a run at it, and they fisted out of play, the Port defenders. Myercheck was the target. Very dangerous player that he is.
Braden Maynard started in the centre square for Collingwood. I think that was just to put some muscle around the ball. He's now gone back to the half-back flank. I haven't seen Maynard start in the centre square for a while.
Yep, fair bit of grunt there. The ruckman share this one. Houston, another touch for him. Has had a bit of it early. Got it to Horn Francis. Gets the kick away. Dixon, the chance, plays in front. And this one will go to the boundary line as well. He and Darcy Moore doing battle tonight. And Charlie Dixon he just looks sore, doesn't he?
Well, he does. He's limping already, which is a bit of a worry. Let's keep an eye on Jason Horn-France as well. Had the pink hat on during the week. The pink hat for the players are a bit banged up.
Cameron in front, comes down to Butters though. Gets an awkward kick away, goes forward. Boak a chance. Coming in, Powell Pepper won the footy, tries to take on 3 Collingwood players, and they team up and tackle him and drag him to the ground. There are some hard nuts involved there.
How do you get ready to play in a big game, top of the table clash? You go to watch netball. I saw him down there at Mile End this morning, Powell Pepper, watching underage girls netball.
And Rue as well, 2 hard men. watching their daughters play. Fantastic. Aaliyah from halfback, not a good kick. But Port Adelaide through Houston, rush it forward, off hands Boak, gets a kick forward, inside 50 again, Port Adelaide, no mark, taken off hands, Powell Pepper's been in everything, can handball over the top, he's got loose players, no, goes himself on the run, gets the kick away, it's a goal, Powell Pepper, how did he do that? Clever goal, Port Adelaide, they strike first, and they've dominated proceedings in the opening couple of minutes, but there's a long, long way to go. Powell Pepper's been important, and he gets Port Adelaide's first goal on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Port won straight 6, Collingwood yet to score. Well,
how often does he get the side going, Sam Powell Pepper? That was absolutely brilliant. A couple of fend-offs and a right foot banana from about 40 metres out. We're having a look on the replay here. A good presence from Dixon to bring it to ground. Shrugs off Darcy Moore, and a great banana from a long way out. Very, very good kick from Sam Powell Pepper.
That is one of the goals of the year, to defend off Moore. But our very own Damien Barrett on the Friday huddle talked about the hard men for both clubs. Bruzzy Maynard stirring the pot, and then you've got Powell Pepper up the other end rattling cages. How good to see.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. De Goey out of the guts for the Pies, sends a long ball in. Aaliyah got his fist to it. Here's Elliott tight against the boundary. A little hot to handle. McStay snaps around the body, goes right there. He gets it back very quickly. So it's one straight apiece on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco, driven by passion for 100 years. We've played nearly 6 minutes on Saturday night footy. Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands.
Centre bounce clearances, they are absolutely vital. And Jordan De Goey there just flexing his muscle after Sam Powell Pepper flexed his. It was a bit of a wayward handball by Elliott. It looked like it anyway, went over the top. And McStay, who he has only kicked, give me a break here, I think 5 goals he's kicked this year. The high price recruit coming from Brisbane, 5 goals. That's his 6th goal for the year. Dan McStay, and probably none more important than that one.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. The perfect start at the Adelaide Oval. A goal apiece as the umpire throws it up. Lysette went early. Cameron tried to win it, then had an area as he socked off the ground. Butters has had a few touches early, gets a kick away. Dersma caught behind side bottom, rushing through hard. Drew with his head. Then Dersma tried to get a kick forward to go. He wins the footy. Good handball under pressure to Quaynor. He goes to the outer side. Collingwood in control for the moment.
As good as Powell Pepper is at his forward pressure, they've got to monitor Quaynor. He's been in ripping touch. 22 disposals, 4 contested marks. Probably one of the best players for Collingwood last week. They cannot allow him to rebound out.
Gets the kick along centre wing, Lipinski, and offhands it, dribbles out of play. Aaliyah, good defending again for Port Adelaide.
Lots of people talking about him being an All-Australian defender this year. Biggles backing up your stats.
8 intercept marks for him last week, which was a career high. So they need to make him accountable on Powell Pepper again now.
Reds had lending stats with Rhett Biglands. Lysette pushed under the ball. Yeah, I think it was there. He pushed his opponent under the footy as Pendlebury comes away. Familiar handball forward, loose kick. Gets to Myercheck. Gee, there's no one within Cooey or Myercheck. What are the Port defenders doing? He had forever to pick the ball up right on the goal line, or it was the behind line. He had a ping at the goals and missed. Collingwood go to 1-1-7. Port a 1 straight 6 Triple M Repco scoreboard.
That's 2 inside 50s for the Pies for 2 scores. Concerning when that ball hits the deck. Elliott was very quick, the prior ball, to get onto it.
So Farrell with the re-entry. Gee, nearly a mark there to Dixon. Nothing paid. Umpire runs in.
Free kick Collingwood.
Free kick.
Away. You got to throw it to me.
So what? Dixon didn't give the ball back to the umpire. He threw it to the ground.
That's not a rule, is it?
Yeah, it is. He meant to give it back on the full to the umpire, or to if it's a free kick, but he had to get back to his position.
Exactly.
The Harvey Norman replay as Cameron goes short for Collingwood, gets it to De Goey. Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. De Goey goes short. It's a bouncing ball. Josh Dacos wheels on the left, puts it inside 50. Lockie Jones for Port, got a big fist through it. Falls to Ollie Wines. Here's Rosie. Off the back half for Port Adelaide. Dixon in a one-on-one contest. Have a look at him go here. Ground level work from Moore. That's going to be a real battle all night. They soccer it forward. Port Adelaide, boundary line there. It's inside their forward zone. It goes out in front of Murphy and Marshall. And we'll have it tossed in left forward pocket, City end. Collingwood lead it by a point. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Got 40-50 metres by kicking it off the ground there, Pal Pepper. It's one of those nights I'd encourage, when you're under pressure like that, just boot it along the ground. Make the ground. You make ground on where the footy like this is tonight, under pressure.
Yeah, good call, Roo. Dixon played in front, did the ruck work. Chris from defence got the handball away to side bottom. Side bottom clears the 50. Bergman, good strong body work, but didn't take the mark. McStay lost it in the tackle. Port win the footy. Comes to Rosie. Handball to Wines, ran into traffic. Handball back to Rosie. 40 metres out on the run goes Gold. He gets Port second. That was a good passage of play. Port Adelaide 2 straight 12. Collingwood a 1-1-7. What a game of footy at the Adelaide Oval. It's living up to everything we thought. First versus second, that's all on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
If it's one thing that Port Adelaide have got on top of Collingwood, I'd say maybe a little bit of pace around the ball. Connor Rosie, Zach Butters, really lightning, great agile, and that's what happened there. Let's just have a look. So he gets it way out on the wing there, Rosie, follows it up, weaves his way through. Quaynell couldn't catch him, and a great finish.
What sort of year is he having? It's incredible. They just go at the opposition from stoppage. Collingwood do the same. Rather than trying to retreat defensively from clearances, go at the opposition and take them on. And Rosie just peers through. Kicked 2 goals last week, 28 disposals, and started red hot tonight.
Oh, great insights there for Seabus. Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands tonight. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Paul Francis out of the middle. He got it working up the half forward. Over the head of McEntee. Evans whacked it forward. Junior Rioli, a little tap to Rosie. Quaynell comes out, meets him. Rosie gets to his toes. He's tackled again, this time by Dacos. Quaynell came through. He's tossed to the side like a ragdoll by Dixon. Ball in dispute, top of the 50. Have a look at him go in. It spits out to Goey for the Pies. Tried to find Lipinski. He couldn't quite get it there. Or Bergman didn't quite come to him. Myercheck a long way up the ground. He's all the way at half back. Got it across. Now Dacos, this is Nick, measures it nicely, big fist from the side, McKenzie. And it's out of play, approaching half forward here for Collingwood. Port Adelaide by 5 points, Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Closing speed of McKenzie, pretty much Billy Elliott had that wrapped up on the chest. Breaking up the defensive chains for Collingwood must be a priority tonight, Port Adelaide, because they're so good at transition.
Seabus Super comments from Red Biglands. Mason Cox into the ruck. Lipinski left the ball behind. Coming through Horn Francis again. Another touch for him. Handball forward. Evans can't pick it up. Frankie Evans had a touch of the fumble. Side bottom through. As cool as you like. Handball's back to Moore. Moore's kick didn't find his teammate. That's out of play. How did the umpire see this one? Throw it in, he says. Will that set the trend for the night? No. You never know.
He kicked it straight at his teammate. Went straight over his head, but just missed him there, Darcy. Well, that's going to be a great duel between Darcy Moore and Charlie Dixon.
Seabus Super comments. Mark Rasciuto. Finlayson into the ruck. Much taller opponent. Mason Cox won the tap. Bergman a chance to win the footy at half back, centre wing. And side bottom happy to let it just dribble out of play by the interchange gate. Port Adelaide 2 straight. Collingwood 1-1-7. Triple M Repco scoreboard. Great matchups all over the ground. 2 crack teams going at it here on a Saturday night on Triple M. Finlayson gets rid of Mason Cox. Thought it was illegal, but the umpire said play on. Could have been a free kick. Penalty picked it up. He lost it in the tackle. Side bottom likewise double team. That is great pressure, Port Adelaide. And the umpire says, I'll have it.
The pressure's been up by Port Adelaide early. It's been absolutely fantastic. So whatever Ken's talked to him during the week, it certainly worked.
Ball up, centre wing. Tap down by Cox for Collingwood. Lord Francis at the base of it all.
He's got his hands on the ball.
Umpires mic'd up exclusively for Triple M. Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. We're giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply. The rucks go at it. Both of them go to their knees in the end. It was Cox and Finlayson. The ball is wrapped up. Lipinski at the base of all this for the Pies. And we'll have a ball up.
The umpires could easily be giving free kicks away here. The rucks are throwing each other around. There's been some aggressive work on the midfielders, but they've put the whistle away. And that's what you should do. This is finals footy. Umpire accordingly.
Good call from Mark Rasciuto. And again, we're seeing bodies being thrown all over the place. Fortunate kick forward. Lipinski will sit under it. Collingwood away. Running players on his outside. Pendlebury has got too much room from centre half forward. He lets it go. 1-on-1 in the goal square. Jones did really well for Port Adelaide. Got the fist away. Collingwood a chance at half forward again. Although beaten to it by Rioli, who kicks it out of there for Port Adelaide. What's he doing back there? Loose ball in the middle of the ground. It'll come back to the Pies. Handball crisp out to side bottom. Side bottom left foot kick. Inside 50's magnificent. Oh, gee. He's hit Elliott right on the chest. A 40-metre spearing left foot kick. What skill from side bottom. And that is amazing stuff.
Oh, Mackenzie gave him, was it a shunt in the back afterwards, or did you just do a dive forward roll? Look, a bit of both there anyway. He's got a chance to go back. He's kicked 4 in each of the last 2 or 3 games, Elliott. He's been on fire and he'll kick from just outside 40.
25 goals for the season. We know he's a sharpshooter. 40 metres out. Kick on its way. It looks pretty good. And it drifts to the left just at the last moment. Minor score. The Pies go to 1-2-8. Port Adelaide 2 straight 12. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
So Burton, Orgy, brings it back in. It was a real low burner. He got it to Farrell, got it back as he ran out and delivered beautifully this time. Here's Rioli. He's across half back. Really doing a power of work. This is a really delicate ball. Gee, bit off a lot there, but it came off. Got it to Butters. Now to Farrell. A big inside 50 ball. Murphy for the Pies. Able to gather and clear. And straight to side bottom.
Yeah, that's just pure ass coming out of the back line like that, if you don't mind me saying it. But that's what Collingwood do. They just hack kick it, get the ball on, and make sure they got numbers around it.
Horn Francis takes a nice contested one in the middle of the ground. Wants to get on with it. They really want to go with speed. Port Adelaide. Bergman lowered the eyes. Delivered inside 50. It spits out the back. Rosie picks it up. Rosie runs in. Rosie's got 2. Porter got 3. They're out by 10. 3 straight 18 Port. Collingwood 1-2-8 on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Repco driven by passion for 100 years. Theodoropoulos for Bob Jane teammates.
Nathan Murphy absolutely poleaxed in that last contest, just getting off the ground now, almost at a walk really, was holding his right ribs. He's straight into the hands of the Docs on the bench, guys.
Who did that kick from down there to Butters in the middle, boys? I missed it.
Ryan Burton.
Ryan Burton. That is what separates the good sides. That's what opened up the game for Port Adelaide there. Yep, you can turn them over, and yep, you can look like it's a bad kick, but if you hit that kick, it opens it up, creates all the space there for the forwards, and that is a very hard kick to execute.
I reckon Charlie Dixon meant that ball to go through to Rosie. I actually really believe that he knew Rosie was going to slip through on the back with too much speed and let it go through. You can see him almost shin it back to him.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy in the middle. Lysette working hard. Horn Francis head over the ball, couldn't pick it up. Pendlebury got a kick away for Collingwood. Out on a lead is Bobby Hill for the first time. Now they've fumbled the ball, Collingwood, but comes back with Mr. Call in Pendlebury. However, they've turned it over here. Ryan Burton for Port Adelaide through the middle. Charlie Dixon drops a mark, but he's got plenty of time to recover. Wants to go one way, then the other. Then delivers the kick to centre half forward. Chris plays in front. Didn't take the mark. Loose ball. Collingwood need to defend. Side bottom picks it up. Rarely makes a mistake and doesn't this time. Delivers to the outer side. Finds his teammate out there in Maynard, who delivers short. Aliir got it away. Good defending Aliir. Port Adelaide win the footy. Have they turned it over again? Mason Cox, brilliant. He did turn it over. Wins it for Collingwood. Now the kick smothered by Houston. Loose ball at half back. Unbelievable pressure from both sides here. The mistakes are coming, but it's because of the pressure. It's incredible stuff. And a ball up right half forward flank for Collingwood.
Players have the courage to leave their opponents to get in there and smother the ball. That was fantastic by both sides.
This is being played at a frenetic pace. Ball inside the 50 now for Collingwood. Bobby Hill got it tapped out. Here's Pal Pepper for Port Adelaide. Gets it working up to centre wing. Marshall was there. Quaynor for the Pies came sweeping through. Got it to Cameron. Looking for Crisp. Here's Pal Pepper bearing down. Just able to slip the tackle. Very nice evasive skill by Crisp. Pendlebury centre wing. Stood there. Wrapped up by Drew. Got the ball away. Here's Willie Rioli. Centre wing. Nice handball. Lysette's got to be quick. Oh, tried to get around the 200 gamer Adams. Got the handball away in the nick of time. Butters measures the handball. Gets it across to Horne-Francis or G. Dixon on the left boot. He tried to lace out Boak. It didn't quite come off, and Quaynor for Collingwood.
Wow.
He's got it centre wing outer.
Gee, we've seen a heap of turnovers here. Alia's taken the mark. I thought Port had given away a free kick.
Well, I think they all thought that.
Yeah. Collingwood player got flung to the ground behind play, but the umpire pays the mark to Alia, who's made a good start.
They've put the whistle away.
Yep. Short pass to Marshall at centre wing. His first touch of the night, Toddy Marshall. Kicks Port Adelaide forward, inside 50, not his best. And Howe reads it, the best of all, plays in front. And Jeremy Howe takes the mark at halfback for Collingwood.
So Ruse asked for the pressure rating on the Triple M Red Z Landing stats. We couldn't find it. The gauge is blown up. It's off the charts at the moment out there, Rupert. Insane game of footy.
Howe's kicked the centre wing out of side, and the mark is taken by Burton, who had to beat Cox, which is not easy to do. Much taller opponent. Goes short to Drew. Willem Drew plays on. Kicks the ball long, inside 50. Big pack of players. Collingwood, too good, Quaynor. What a mark. He does this all the time, Quaynor. A very important mark in defence.
Has not been beaten all year in a one-on-one. Not once.
That's extraordinary. And those defensive marks as well, that'll be something Kenny Hinckley will want to get tidied up real quick for Port Adelaide's forwards. Nice wrap-up tackle by McCreery. And we'll have a ball up. The Red Z Lending stats, of course. Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com.
He's had 21 one-on-one marks in the back line. He's marked 9 and lost none.
Extraordinary Red Z there with the Roo. Him and Red Biglands tonight. G. McEntee, they're all over him. He's wrapped up. And we will have a ball up. Port Adelaide by 10 points. Always get a hot finish to the footy with the Macca's Winter Pie range.
Well, the coaching staff you talked about for Port Adelaide not wanting intercept marks their back half. Same for Collingwood, because Alia's controlling that department back there at the moment.
Handball comes to Nick Dacos. He squares it up towards centre-half forward. But Jones, who's made a real good start, playing real aggressive footy in defence and winning the ball too. Goes to Butters. Now to Horne-Francis. Horne-Francis kicks high. Out to half forward. Risky kick. Rioli did well. Read it beautifully. Picks it up. Delivers to Dixon. Oh, no. Got there on the bounce. One hand, one bounce. The big fella couldn't bend down and pick it up. And now Collingwood win the ball. Darcy Cameron gets the handball out wide. Lipinski should clear. Handball's now to Maynard. Maynard's kick. Did it find? Yes, it did find a teammate in Adams. Adams, game number 200. Plays on immediately. Kicks forward. Great kick. Hit Mason Cox on the chest. McCreery on the run. Runs to 40 out. Kicks it around the corner. What a goal. That is great football. Collingwood at its best. They get their second and go to 2-2-14. Trail Port Adelaide 3 straight 18. That's why they're on top of the ladder.
Yeah, on top of the ladder. What about Bo McCreery, though? Running straight at the goals. Instead of running straight and doing a drop punt on about a 30-degree angle, just runs around and bananas it around the corner from 40 metres out. That's what players do. They practice it. They train it. That's normal for them. It's not normal for anyone about 40 years or older, but it's fantastic to watch. This is high-pressure football. This is exactly what we wanted throughout the week. We've got exactly that. It's fantastic to see.
That's why the Magpie Army love Bo McCreery. He's becoming one of the cult heroes there after 52 games. We've seen him come through the ranks at the Panthers, but he is really hitting form now. Played every game, and I think signed a new contract during the week also.
His mum would be going off.
No, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
They got his mum in to do the pre-match speech a couple of times at Collingwood. She's a local lady and she fires them up.
Tap down. G. Mitchell for Collingwood was wrapped up. Really strong Wines tackle. Ball spurts out. McEntee for Port Adelaide being harassed to the line by Josh Dacos, and he's taken over. So let's recap. 3 straight Port Adelaide. Collingwood at 2-2. It's a 4-point Port Adelaide lead on the Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Pendlebury's had 11 in this first. Pendlebury's had 10. Sidebottom's had 11. Butters is up to 9, and Horne-Francis a good start for 7.
Red Z Lending stats there. And the quick kick by Wines. He gains some metres.
That'll be coming back.
Yep, so Pies get it for insufficient intent.
I don't understand that.
You've got to have someone near it.
What a load of garbage.
Outside 5.
Both balls just dribble out of play. One's out deliberate and one's not.
That one there, you could have skied that to go forward if you wanted to. There was intent there to get that ball over the boundary line.
Ball dust. It was a missed kick under pressure. I've seen you kick these.
Is ball dust the real thing?
Yeah.
No, it was real. Oh,
Quaynor through the middle, playing a good opening quarter for Collingwood. They go to the outer side, loose players everywhere. Adams is one of them. The kick didn't find him. Bad turnover by Collingwood as they were threatened to go forward off halfback Bergman. His kick will get turned over too. He's kicked it straight to the opposition. Ends up with Pendlebury. Touch number 11. Comes to the middle of the ground. Maynard's on his own. Handballs out to the running player. Off halfback in Crisp. He kicks to the front of the goal square. Mason Cox was the target. And Lysett got the hand on it. And it's through for the minor score. And Collingwood 2-3-15, trail by 3 points. Port Adelaide 3 straight, 18 Triple M Repco score.
Is Pendlebury ever going to slow down? He's up to 12 touches. Next week, he equals Craig Bradley Ditz, 375 games.
What a career.
And how many did he play at Port Adelaide on top
99.
of that? 99 on top of the 375.
Here's Burton for Port Adelaide, G. Moore. He was able to outpoint Dixon there, so Collingwood will go back inside 50.
And played Shield cricket for South Australia and Victoria, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
For both.
Stop it.
That's a good quaddie.
Here's Moore. Inside 50, Collingwood. Ground level ball, Myercheck wrapped up. That was a good tackle, Houston. Burton for Port Adelaide. Got it out of there. Now the Dixon-Moore contest. Dixon slapped it, tried to gain some metres. Evans there. Did very nicely. Got around Maynard. Poked it to Willie Rioli. Oh, Quaynor. There's that one-on-one set-up, Roo. He still hasn't lost one. Now Noble goes sideways to Lipinski.
That was incredible. That was a goal coming up. Quaynor is amazing.
They should be playing volleyball. They kicked it off the ground there, didn't they?
Oh, the Pies come across halfback and it'll end up with Crisp. Goes with that left foot kick. Indecisive, then got it right and found Moore. Nice looking pass in the end. Moore's got loose players. So Josh Dacos, very short, just came off the bench. He takes the mark. Handballs forward to Mitchell. Mitchell caught on the boundary line with that left foot kick as well. Goes to half forward. No mark taken. Both teams had candidates there. Pendlebury a chance again. Beaten to it this time by Rosie, who just belts it forward. It'll be a Collingwood. Oh, Butters too good. How did he win that? Amazing stuff. It ends up with Dersma on the end of a handball at centre wing. Has two bounces. It's a wet bullseye. Don't bounce it. And then he sockers forward out on the full. Is it? Yes, it is. Gee whiz. He was away. Players just making little errors, but it's because of the pressure. It's amazing stuff to watch. It really is.
So Crisp for the Pies. He's tucked in across that half-back line, unloads down the line. Now free kick going to Cameron. Advantage. So Maynard has a running bounce, has two of them. He didn't just watch Dersma before, pokes it inside 50, Elliott. So he's hemmed against the boundary.
Well, he missed the last one just to that left side, Yader, but this is very gettable for a right footer. Plenty of daylight between the posts.
Seabass Super making hard work pay off. Seabass Super special comments. Mark Rasciuto there with Brett Biglands tonight as Elliott comes in to grab the lead for Collingwood. Improves the angle ever so slightly. He's hung it out to the left a bit. It's coming back. He's got it. Elliott, goal for the Pies. They lead it by 3. 3-3-21 Collingwood. 3 straight 18 Port. All that happening on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. Brett Biglands and Mark Rasciuto, Triple M footy.
Yeah, conditions suit a player like Jamie Elliott. Beautiful kick by Braden Maynard. He has hit a couple of players right on the chest with some left footers coming through the middle part of the ground. Looked like missing that kick. He ran out to the right. It come off the inner side of his boot. It went to the left and just swerved back nicely for Jamie Elliott to get his first on the board.
God, he's in some really good form, isn't he? Kicked 4 goals in his last 3 games. That one was an incredible strike to bring it from left to right.
Pies in front for the first time. Lead by 3 points. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Umpire throws it out. Throws it up. Ruckman hug each other. Cameron came away with it, but it went to Drew. Willem Drew of Port Adelaide got it out to Butters at centre wing. His handball on the bounce to Boak. Travis Boak, the veteran, kicks inside 50. Goes to the pocket, though. Todd Marshall, a tough one to him to mark. He gets it fisted away from him.
That was deliberate. Wow. Yeah. It was too. That was Nick Dacos, I think, wasn't it?
Yep. Just took the ball out of play.
Well, he smacked it. Look, he smacked it out. We'll have a look on the replay.
So Drew plays on and finds Todd Marshall short. So Marshall on a tight angle, but He'll kick from about 30 metres out.
So that run with roll of Willem True going to Nick Dacos in general play, Dacos then is trying to slide over to make a 2-on-1. It hasn't really been working. He's a little bit rattled at the moment, but he always fights his way through it.
He's had a pretty good quarter, Drew, I reckon, but we'll have to speak to him because Dacos will come back and bite him on the backside, no doubt about that. But at the moment, doing a good job. Todd Marshall on his way in, tight angle, 30 metres out, and the kick is magnificent, straight through the middle. Port Adelaide back in front. Good kicking at the moment, 4 straight 24, lead by 3 points. The Pies are 3-3-21 on the Triple M Repco scoreboard. They will need a drink at quarter time, you'd think.
Have a drink, take a breath, suck them in, have a think about it. Go to your coaches. You're doing everything right. Both sides doing everything right. This is a great game of footy. Here's the replay. The Harvey Norman. Instead of he should have taken the ball and under pressure went out. Nick Dacos and just slapped it over. So insufficient attempt to keep the ball in. And that's what you do when you're under pressure. Now, he's had 6 touches, Nick Dacos, 3 kicks, 3 handballs, but only one of these 3 kicks have hit the target. So if he still gets 20-odd touches, 30 touches tonight, maybe it's a lot harder when you've got someone right up your backside.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, Pies out of the middle through the 200. Gamer Adams puts it long and strong. It's deep. McKenzie back here for Port Adelaide. He rushes it over.
Yep.
The umpire was rushing towards him, wasn't he?
Yeah, it could have easily gone both ways because he just fell forward and tapped it over as well there, McKenzie. Good call.
So throw in Cathedral End here at a jam-packed Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide lead it by 3.
Just had a look on the Harvey Norman. It was a good call by the umpire.
Rucks go at it. Darcy Cameron got the tap down. Working hard as McKenzie for Port Adelaide. Here's Butters. Got boot to ball. Gains some metres. Maynard takes a nice mark for the Pies at half forward.
So Maynard will send it straight back in. All-Australian defender. What a player this fella's become. Left foot kick, spears it out to the pocket, but Port Adelaide with numbers. Oh, the mark's not taken by Houston through the fingertips. Loose footy, Collingwood a chance, picking up McCreary. Kicks it high, very high. Front of the goal square, Alir with the big fist. No, Collingwood mark. Too good Myercheck. Read it beautifully. And Port Adelaide will be disappointed. It's one of those in the air that surely someone can get a fist on. And Myercheck has taken the mark.
Yeah, spot on, Ditz. You need better aerial power than that. They must have just misjudged it. Had Lycett there, had Alir there. They had plenty of height. Myercheck, not the tallest key forward in the business. But he took that one and now needs to finish.
Straight out in front. The leading goal kicker for Collingwood. And he kicks truly. 4 times in a row he's been their leading goal kicker. He leads it this year as well. And the Pies are back in front. What an opening term at the Adelaide Oval. They go to 4-3-27. Port Adelaide 4 straight 24. Triple M Repco scoreboard.
Yeah, Alir usually gets the job done there. He had no one in his way. There was nothing stopping him. Alir just misjudged it and Myercheck took the good mark and then finished under pressure.
Such is the pressure of this game. Only moments prior to that, we saw Dan Houston drop a dolly, didn't he? Go straight through his hands, which caused that stoppage. You don't see that from a star like him.
Well, he made a mistake at one end. Nick Dacos made a mistake at the other end, and both sides good enough to punish them.
Now, Mark Rashudo and Red Bigland's giving you great insights on Triple M tonight for Seabus. We're back in the middle. Collingwood lead it as we head toward quarter time. They're out by 3 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Dixon doing some ruck work for Port Adelaide. Gee, Dersmer will get a free kick. Butters, he just holds it up, no advantage. So
come around.
Dersmer taken high. And he gets a ball long inside 50. Free kick out of the contest.
Powell Pepper gave away a free kick against Braden Maynard off the play.
Okay, so time ticking down. Darcy Cameron for the Pies. Siren sounds. What a quarter of footy. Quarter time. Collingwood lead it by 3 points. 4-3-27. Port Adelaide a 4 straight 24 for Choice Hotels around the grounds. Earlier today, the Tigers, an extraordinary win. The last 6 goals of the game to get home by a point over Hawthorn. Carlton by 71 over the Eagles. Brisbane able to hold off a late catch charge by 11 points. And at the moment in the second term, the Swans lead the Dockers by 25 points. Quarter time here at the Adelaide Oval. The Pies by 3 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
That quarter for Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, featuring
Can we dare to dream?
Marty Sheargold.
Oh, sniffer dogs are here. Everybody run!
It's a show for grown-ups.
Absolutely love your show. I listen to it at the gym and people must think that I am on a lot of substances because I am just laughing and laughing.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
As Dad used to always say, there's a lid for every pot.
6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
Iceberg lettuce, $11.99.
Inflation has hit 7.8%.
Interest rates have increased by another 0.25%.
Let's focus on the number one. One is powerful. One act of kindness can produce a flood of joyful tears. And $1 means 2 meals for someone doing it tough. Donate at foodbank.org.au. $1 donated is 2 meals created.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Australia, it's time for a winter break. And Choice Hotels are bringing your next getaway one step closer with up to 15% off when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So when you're chasing the sun, book it. Or you're ready for a change of pace, book it. Whatever the reason, get the lowest price guaranteed this winter when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it with Choice Hotels.
Select travel dates between July and September only. Book by July 31. Subject to availability. T's and C's apply. See choicehotels.com for full details.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
The Man Cave, shed, garage, sports room, home office, whatever you want to call it, Robot Building Supplies has everything to renovate or build it.
Robot's got it.
Metal roofing, cladding, wall panelling.
Robot's got it.
Structural steel, timber, insulation.
Robot's got it.
With 24-hour delivery, get it done fast with Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. RobotBuildingSupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
Brrr, it sure is getting cold. Luckily, the big winter freeze is here. For a limited time only, switch to Tango Energy's lower than low rates today, and you can freeze them right the way through winter and up to at least May 2024. Feels good to freeze with Tango Energy, but you'll have to hurry. Tango's freeze and low rates won't last. Tango Energy. T's and C's apply. Excludes feed-in and other fees and charges. Fact sheets available at tangoenergy.com. For clear advice on the right plan for you, contact us on 1800 861 952.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles constantly check and lock prices on many of our most popular tiles at more than 20% below the market every day of the year. Here's proof. Massively popular subway wall tiles, best market price $52. National Tiles checked and locked price $34.95. That's way more than 20% saving every day of the year. Only at National Tiles.
The lowdown around town.
On the hunt for some cabinetry? Caboodle has a range of cabinets, doors, bench tops and hardware ideal for tradies. Quick and easy to install with no surprises on site. See the Caboodle range at Bunnings.
The lowdown.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Oh boy, if the first quarter's any indication, we are in for a ripper. Pies leaded by 3 points at quarter time. 4-3-27, Port Adelaide a 4 straight 24 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Theo Doropoulos for Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, injury-free after that first quarter. It was played at breakneck pace, as you described. The ground's a little dewy still, but conditions looked a bit drier towards the back end of that first term. Looks like it's dry overhead too. Looking around the ground, a true indicator of how full it is at Adelaide Oval is the hill. There is no room to move whatsoever, not a spare seat in the house. This crowd has to be north of 50. It's massive.
Bob Jane teammates have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cash back deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands, tell us about that opening quarter.
I reckon you want your screw-ins up on the hill as well. You wouldn't want to be slipping with 4 beers coming back down there, Biggles, at this stage.
Yeah.
But
you need it, buddy.
Zach Butters worked his way into that game amazingly. He did some great stuff. 13 disposals. He might have 50 for the day here on Adelaide Oval, the way he's going. Houston with 7, Horn Francis with 7, Pendlebury with 13, as we said, side bottom with 10 to go. He worked his way into the game with 7 as well. Just one stat, Port have had 16 inside 50s for only 4 scores, and they're all goals, so only 4 from 16. Collingwood have had 12 inside 50s for 7 scores, being 4 goals, 3. So Collingwood converting their inside 50s more to scores than what Port Adelaide are. Everything other than that, pretty even. Nick Dacos, probably his quietest first quarter with 6 disposals, and as I said, only 1 of his 3 kicks hitting the target. Willem Drew doing a good job so far.
Isn't it just remarkable that the 2 leading possession getters and metres gained for the Pies are their veterans in Pendlebury and Sidebottom? They continue to deliver, and tonight it is slippery, it is wet, and it's hard to play in. It doesn't seem like that from the guns. There's not too many people fumbling out there.
They're both just whacking the ball on, hitting the ball forward, trying to make ground.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, second term to get underway at the Adelaide Oval. The Pies lead by 3 points. They're a chance to come away here, soccering it out of the ground towards the outer side. Dersman will get there first. Hassles out of it by Josh Dacos. Did well. He won the ball, but his handball straight to Port Adelaide. Rioli, who gives to Rosie. Rosie delivers straight inside 50. Howe playing in front. No mark taken. Loose ball over the back. They need to defend here. Murphy's got it. He's double team tackled. And the umpire says, I'll have it. Port Adelaide straight into attack. And this ball up is 15 metres out from the power goal.
Charlie Darcy.
So Charlie Dixon doing the ruck work against Darcy Cameron. Ball comes to ground. Powell Pepper kicked the first of the game. Had a chance there but lost it. And now the ball dribbles out of play in front of that packed hill that Theodoropoulos told us about. So a throw in right forward pocket for Port Adelaide.
A lot of courage shown by Nathan Murphy to grab the footy then and take the tackle on. Game number 50 tonight.
Both ruckmen slip over and go to ground. They're too interested in each other instead of getting the ball. It's a loose ball at half-back. Port Adelaide pick it up through Burton, who has a ping at the goals. And he really rushed it, which is fair enough, under pressure. Picked up the loose footy, minor score. So Port Adelaide's first minor. They go to 4-1-25. The Pies are 4-3-27. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Nick Dacos going down to take the kick in just to try and get himself into the game.
Mark Rasciuto there with Brett Biglands tonight for Seabar Super.
Hasn't been doing anywhere near the amount of kick-ins as he was at the start of the year when he was playing as a half-backer.
So Dacos finds Dacos. Nick to Josh, down the line, contest, all Port. Very nice take by Houston.
41 touches last week. Dan Houston, PB.
Centre wing out of side, looking to send Port Adelaide forward. Goes deep inside 50. Marshall set himself. Howe with the fist from the side. Ground level Boak. Side bottom sweating on him. Boak had time. Steadied and not a great kick. And he's picked out Maynard. And Mark Rasciuto gave us that stat at quarter time about the inside 50 versus scoring ability for Port Adelaide. We've seen it on show again there. Here's a nice mark taken for the Pies by McStay.
Yeah, got away from earlier this time. Read it beautifully. The left foot kick towards half-forward. Bergman with courage took the mark. We've seen it a lot this year. He gets in the way and marks against much taller opposition sometimes. This time it was Elliott, but still a good mark at half-back for Bergman. Gets the kick out towards centre wing. Jones sits under it. And Lockie Jones takes the mark.
Outside 5.
Real socks down, hard nut type of player. Jones kicks to half forward. Looking for the tall options of Port Adelaide. No mark. Moore got an important hand in there to push the ball on. They got players everywhere as Maynard takes it out towards the outer side. It gets there on the bounce, and they got a number of players out there. Well done. The tap from Hill came to Elliott. Elliott runs the half forward. Lipinski. Oh, he dropped the ball. That would have been a goal. He would have run into an open goal there. Now they fight for it at ground level. A lot of players sit around this one. Collingwood sit on top of it. That is holding the ball. Did not try to get it out this time. It was Bobby Hill. And a Port Adelaide free kick in defence.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay could have easily knocked that out. Lipinski
moving on
straight through the mitts. Would have strolled into goal.
So Port Adelaide, they get it out of that defence. Finlayson, a little juggle there. Howe was right on him. Chris for Collingwood came through. Maynard's having a big start to this term. Pumps the Pies inside 50. Oh, they're out the back here. Elliott's going to line them up. Oh, he wants to dish off the handball. Gives it to the 200 gamer Adams. Oh, it's party time for the Pies here at the Adelaide Oval. That was a bit of Hollywood stuff. And it's Collingwood. They lead 5-3-33. Port Adelaide 4-1-25. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. There were 3 Pies players there by himself.
I reckon the last 3 goals have been from just opposition mistakes, and that one there, was it Houston coming back that didn't quite get his fist on the ball?
McKenzie?
Or it was McKenzie, one of the defenders from Port Adelaide who didn't get fist to ball, and then there was 3 Collingwood players, and they decided to Jamie Elliott just gave it to Taylor Adams and said, here's your present for your 200th, mate. Smack that one through.
I don't think that's Hollywood. That's not getting carried away. I reckon that's...
I didn't say it was, no.
No, Yatesy called it a Hollywood.
No,
I knew what he meant. I just reckon that's love for teammates.
Yeah.
Young group, really looking after each other. It was brilliant stuff to have the care and the awareness that it's his 200th game to hand it over.
There's no risk.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Collingwood looking dangerous. Pendlebury nearly out of the middle, but Rioli's picked it up for Port Adelaide after a fumble from the Pies. Port go inside 50. Dixon picked it up beautifully. Diving, couldn't take the mark, but he really handled it well on the half volley. But the Pies are too cool in defence at the moment, and Murphy will get the clearing kick away out to centre wing, and it dribbles out of play, and they'll throw it in by the interchange gate in front of the members, Mark Rasciuto.
How good was that by Steele side bottom? He made it look easy, but he took the wet ball and did a right-hand handball that was 15 to 20 metres. It was brilliant stuff.
Early days, second term, Port Adelaide are under the pump. Collingwood have really lifted here and are dominating in the early part of it. A side bottom soccers forward and gains about 30 or 40 metres. And yeah, well, it's a deliberate out of bounds for a bloke that just tried to soccer it forward.
Outside fly.
That one's debatable.
Yeah.
Can't control it. That was just a game territory.
Yeah, exactly.
Move it on.
So Bergman gets the free kick, the relieving kick for Port Adelaide. Goes to a pack of players. Charlie Dixon's in there for Port Adelaide. And the Pies through Maynard. Happy to see the ball out of play. Left half forward for Port Adelaide.
Such is the pressure. There's been 7 of the 9 goals have originated from turnovers. Triple M Red Z lending stats. Got to control the footy here and not turn it over when the pressure goes up.
So throw in at half forward here for Port Adelaide. Lysette and Cameron, there's a lot of hanging on going on there. No free kick being paid. Here's side bottom for Collingwood, but he only dumps it as far as Burton for the power.
It's good umpiring though, Yatesy, because they're not giving away easy free kicks.
Inside 50. Oh, stands tall Dixon. He's paid the mark. He'll go back straight in front. Cathedral end 20 out.
And he held it long enough too. Not sure what Maynard was concerned with. And even we talk about whether or not he's fully fit or half fit, taking the best defender, allowing Marshall then to do his thing, that's his value.
Brett Biglan's with Mark Rasciuto tonight for Seabus. That was a big stand tall moment for Dixon. Collingwood lead it by 8. Dixon comes in, 25 out, and he buries that one. So we're back to 2 points. Port Adelaide 5-1-31, Collingwood 5-3-33. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Boys, I thought Port Adelaide really needed that one. It's only 7 minutes into the second term. Collingwood were all over them, weren't they?
Yeah, well, you don't want to go 16 points down, do you, Ditz? But another one, Biggles just said before, that I think 7 of the 8 or 7 of the 9 had comes from turnover, and it was still side bottom, the highly skilled player who turned the ball over to Ryan Burton, who kicked it into a mark for Charlie Dixon. So it's becoming that game at the moment, isn't it? Who can make the least amount of mistakes?
Seabus Super comments, Mark Rasciuto, Red Biglands tonight. Seabus Super making hard work pay off for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy back in the middle. Collingwood a chance. Pendlebury another kick out of the middle. He's having a massive first half. Running hard onto it, McCreary, but Evans picks up for Port Adelaide. Frankie Evans, and his kick went straight to Maynard, who didn't take the mark in the end. He dropped it, then tried to soccer it out of the air a little dangerously. Loose ball at centre wing. They dive in from all directions. Will it go out of play? No, it stays in. Butters in the end. He wanted the boundary line, and he flicked it out of play just to give the players a breather, because it is hard work. Every contest, no doubt about it.
Zach Butters hadn't touched the ball in this second quarter.
Red Z lending stats with Mark Rasciuto.
13 in the first, Ditz.
Throw in members' side of the ground. Again, both ruckmen grapple each other. Umpire says let it go. Lipinski pounced on it, goes with a left foot kick. Collingwood play in front through Elliott. Oh, did he mark that? I thought he had marked it. McCreary did it well, got that crumb at centre half.
Oh, that's brave.
That's a big brave Mark Myercheck. He hasn't paid it.
I think it might have touched the ground.
Did he
maybe
spill it on the way down? And then he was crashed into. Gee, I thought Myercheck. Oh, it did hit the ground. You're right.
Yeah, it was extremely brave.
Very brave from Myercheck. So a throw up, a ball up at centre half forward for Collingwood. Both ruckmen share this one at ground level. Lipinski a chance. He's double tackled. Ryan Burton, one of the tacklers. Ollie Wines, the other. The umpire says, I'll have it. So dangerous for Port Adelaide, good for Collingwood. It's deep in their attacking zone. Loose ball. Butters comes away with it. Handballs out wide. Bergman, Port Adelaide should clear. Just gets the kick away in a nick of time. Looks for Charlie Dixon up against Moore. And Collingwood through Murphy just fist the ball out into the bleachers instead of taking the mark. In the end, he probably could have marked it, but happy to see the ball out of play centre wing.
Bit of pressure, isn't it, really? But you'd like to think if you can get two hands to it, you go for the mark.
2-point lead, Collingwood, 33-31. Really tight tussle in this second term. Once again, the ruck's going at it. No freeze coming from it. Cameron got the ball working forward for Collingwood. Adams got a little handball. Or McCreary, he tried to soccer it. Now he's gained metres. He had a player there. Insufficient intent. Well, Pies players throw their hands in the air.
Why don't we play last touch out of bounds if we're going to pay these ones?
It's coming.
That's a great point.
It's coming.
If you're going to pay it like that.
Aaliyah for Port Adelaide. That'd fix it right up, wouldn't it? Now, they're saying he played on out of bounds, are they? Is that the situation here?
Well, the player...
So if you went past the mark and you're out of bounds, so it's throwing.
So he has played on out of bounds, Aaliyah, so that means it's a boundary throw-in at half forward now for the Pies.
Wow. So a clearing kick turns into a throw-in on the 50 for Collingwood. So the Pies get a bit of a reprieve. Cameron plays in front, gets a good tap down. Side bottom did well to get rid of his Port Adelaide opponent, then goes back in after the footy. A lot of players around this one. Can it come out? It does eventually. Umpire let it go forever. Rioli can soccer off the ground and does for Port Adelaide. Gains some metres. Todd Marshall picks it up. No, left it behind. Now Quaynor left it behind. Port Adelaide through McEntee. Kicks inside 50. Moore and Charlie Dixon go at this one. Moore leads in the race for the ball. Handballs over the back. Crisp nearly got run down. Good pressure. Powell Pepper. Quaynor back in after the footy. He gets tackled by Powell Pepper. Umpire says I'll have it. Crowd one holding the ball. But the umpire wins out. And they'll ball it up 15 out from Port Adelaide's goal.
Quaynor was good just to take the tackle. That ball flips. A lot of small forwards sweating on it.
Cameron wins the tap, plays in front, gets it down to Nick Dacos. His kick around the corner. Drew plays in front. Porter got the numbers. Off hands Bergman. Oh, he put the lead right under the pump. He can get the handball back to Bergman. Gee, that was risky stuff. Bergman kicks high inside 50. Charlie Dixon in front. No mark. Collingwood off hands were brilliant. Side bottom a chance. He keeps it alive just. Got rid of Drew. Then he's tackled over the ground. Was it a sling tackle though? By Evans. And the umpire comes in, and is it out of play, or are we going to ball it
Charlie,
up?
Darcy.
It's a throw-in. Pressure has lifted again.
So Collingwood by 2 points. It's at half forward here for Port Adelaide. I'll tell you what, when you're a Collingwood defender, there's definitely a Powell Pepper factor, isn't there? They're always looking for where he is. He just comes steaming through. Now Dixon. Drew. Here he is, Powell Pepper. To Rosie, 60 from home. Gets boot to ball, puts a long one in. Marshall and Murphy. Murphy did well. He's had a few nice spoils tonight. And that was a one-on-one win for him out of play. 25 around Cathedral End here. We'll have it tossed in. Collingwood by 2 points. Triple M Titanium's Caravan score.
I don't blame him to be scared of Powell Pepper. I said before, he's like a pig dog on steroids. He's dangerous. He's 6'1". I don't know. He must weigh 95, 98 kilos, and he likes hurting people.
That's coming from Mark Rashuda.
No, he's an absolute ball.
What were you, Tinkerbell? As Mitchell wins the footy, he's pushed off the kick, and it's out on the full. Big chance for Port Adelaide inside the 50 here. Willem Drew to get the kick. So good pressure. Just saw it on the Harvey Norman replay.
Nick Dacos here. Nick Dacos out.
Drew will be about 30 metres out, but he's outside the boundary line. What's his goal kicking like?
Well, he's too close to the man on the mark for starters. He should be going back further.
Looks like he's going to obviously play on and improve the angle. He's holding the ball sideways.
But he'd want to kick with height, Ditz, otherwise the bloke on the mark will get the fingers.
Improves the angle. He's given it too much. Minor score, Port Adelaide. 5-2-32. It's a 1-point game at the Adelaide Oval midway through the second term. Pies a 5-3-33. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
And he is absolutely focused, Willem Drew. As soon as he kicked that, he bolted as fast as he could to Nick Dacos 40 metres away.
So Howe brings it in for Collingwood to Maynard, but it rolls out of play, so we'll have it thrown in.
So then what Dacos is trying to do, well, at least in the first term, he then rolls over to Houston, trying to create the 2-on-1.
And when you've done that, Biggles, you know, as a tagger, you are winning.
Yep.
Because they're worried about you. They don't think you can beat them one-on-one.
Mark Rasciuto there and Red Biglands, a couple of guys who made their name through that midfield area. They know what's going on out there. For Seabus, held a long time without it. Evans, no free kick. Fans not liking that. Adams got it to Hill for Collingwood. Nice little candy sold. Gave it to DeGoey. Didn't even know it was coming. Handballed over the top to side bottom. Bobby Hill still running. Side bottom held it back. Delivered a bullet to Elliott.
He's a freak side bottom.
And he goes short, Elliott. Mitchell. Straight in front. He'll have to let it go from just inside the paint of 50. City end.
I reckon he'll be handballing off if he gets half a chance. He's having a look now. He's having a look. Maynard, he might even go to Maynard here.
Look at that Bobby Hill's magic trick through the centre of the ground. Where did he hide the ball to Bork? It was incredible. How sharp his hands are. Full tilt too.
Can he kick the ball 50 metres on a little bit of a wet night?
No. Let's see. Then he comes, gets a bit of relief when he improved the angle as far as distance, but he pulled it big time out to the left or pushed it. And Aliir ended up either marking it or out on the full, one of those. So Port will get the ball back. Collingwood by a point. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Aliir's kick clears the defensive 50 off hands. Collingwood build it straight back inside 50 off through the hands of Lockie Jones. Aliir comes through to help out. Handball to Jones. McKenzie's clearing kick for Port Adelaide. One-on-one Quaynor Rioli. Rioli wins out for the first time. Outpoints Quaynor. Will play on and draw the player. Gives to Ollie Wines. He runs into trouble. Big trouble. Gee, just got the handball away to nick of time. Porter in strife. The click comes forward now to Butters. Butters short pass. He should have taken his time. Got there on the bounce. McEntee. He's wrapped up in a tackle. And they just need to slow things down, Port Adelaide. They are rushing and panicking.
That was funny. Isaac Quaynor did get outmarked one-on-one there. That is the first time for the year. You would have got long odds about Willie Rioli being the one to beat him.
Handball comes out of the pack to Rosie. Good evasive skills. Kicks high to the front of the goal square. Over the top, Howe with the big fist goes towards the boundary line. Port try to keep it alive and do. Handball comes into Rioli. His kick across the face of goal. Butters! What a mark!
Dersma, is it?
Dersma takes a strong chest mark in the right forward pocket. Sorry, boys, I saw the green boots and I just automatically thought Butters, and it was a Butters type mark, but Xavier Dersma strong under the ball and takes the mark only about 15 metres from goal, but it'll be a tough kick. He's in the right forward pocket in front of the old scoreboard.
This is where that right post comes into it, Ditz.
So coaching from Mark Rasciuto. Dersma with the kick. Makes no mistake. Here comes the bow and arrow.
Yes! Oh, landed in the western stand.
He's got plenty of arrows this year. It's only his fourth goal. Big one.
Port Adelaide back in front in this seesawing affair. The top two teams battling it out at the Adelaide Oval. And what a contest we're seeing. The Power of 6-2-38. The Pies of 5-3-33. We've played 17 minutes of the second term. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Oh, it's a great game, isn't it? Impossible to pick a winner at this early stage. Great mark by Dersma. Got his way back into the side, trying to really lock himself in there now. Just had injuries for the last couple of years, Xavier Dersma. He'd love a free run at it.
Oh, that was the crowd. They just heard where that arrow landed. They saw it. Killed someone.
Oh, gee.
Unlucky.
Theo Dropoulos, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Bit of minor concern for Todd Marshall, just came from the ground then. Left shoulder just sort of shaking out. A bit of a stinger with the hands of the doctors now, but should be back on shortly, guys.
Well, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. We're out of the middle. Collingwood try and work it forward, but Houston stands across that half-back area. Delivered by hand to Bergman to Butters. Tried to get a little chipping kick, didn't come off. Bergman came through with a sweeping boot, but only as far as Cox. Takes it across half-back here for Collingwood. 5-point lead, Port Adelaide. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Cox gets a footy working up towards half forward. Myercheck's got a couple to beat. Lockie Jones, he flew. Couldn't drag it down. Hit the turf pretty hard. Opportunity here as they work it forward. Port Adelaide bouncing ball. Now an opportunity for Finlayson around the body. It's a bouncing ball inside 50 for Port Adelaide. Here's Quaynor. Solid back there. Gee, through that Cox. Oh, the big American. They had a little brain fade. He's claiming it was a little spike. The umpire said it was a throw. Oh, the Harvey Norman replay will show this is absolutely a throw.
Having a look at it now.
Just. No rubbish, that's a big scoop. It's a dead set throw.
He's still going on with it.
We'll give 50 away in a minute if he keeps going.
End result is Evans. See what a kick it is for him. Coming in, Cathedral End, 45 out, starts it right, stays there, minor score. Port Adelaide by a goal on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Gee, this is good from the Pies. Straight up the middle with the kick in, and they are running and streaming down the ground. Murphy, he goes to the outer side of the ground. Loose players out everywhere. Running hard, so Crisp with the footy. Takes a bounce, draws the player Finlayson over the top to Quaynor, gives back. Oh, Crisp nearly run down. Good pressure, Port Adelaide to force the mistake. Out of defence, Port Adelaide built it out of there through Mackenzie, and it'll be a fortunate kick. Now Pepper's on the end of it. Now Porter running with loose players. We didn't find his teammate with a kick. He's put him under enormous pressure. Great pressure, Collingwood again. Handball comes back to Powell Pepper. He shrugs an opponent. Handball's Port Adelaide forward, and they get out of trouble. Gee, they were in strife there. The power play it on. The kick inside 50. Evans in the pocket. No mark taken. Howe over the top was good, and it was probably the wrong option in the end. Maybe go to the goal square. Tried to pick out the smallest player in the forward line in the pocket.
Frankie Evans is having a couple of big moments, though. He's getting loose. They've got to find him. And their last score for the Port Adelaide Footy Club, along the boundary line, he had some great set of hands which set it up.
Seabar Super Comments, Red Biglands.
That kick of Finlayson's earlier was his first touch for the game.
Yeah, been very, very quiet. No doubt about that.
Non-sniffer.
The ruckman just take the ball out of play again.
And he's not doing the ruck work today either. We've seen Dixon go into the middle, which is a bit of a surprise. I thought if Dixon had a sore knee, he'd be sending Finlayson up to try and do the work.
Comments on Triple M, Mark Rasciuto. So throw in front of the old scoreboard. The hill is packed at the Adelaide Oval. Dixon plays in front, gets it to Powell Pepper. He runs himself into strife, got a quick amble away. Butters just tried to punch it out of the air. Collingwood win the ball. Side bottom's having an enormous game, but his kick out of the pack under pressure goes to a Port Adelaide player who drops it in the end, but the handball comes to Jones. Lockie Jones from the middle of the ground fires inside 50. No mark taken, loose ball at the back. Players slip over. We've seen a lot of that. Howe overran the ball, and Port Adelaide accidentally take the ball out of play. In the left forward pocket, it was McEntee who couldn't pick it up.
Port are doing a pretty good job, though, at slowing down those defensive change. We saw the one play they got in from a kick-in out the other side, but I think they're aware of it and they're adjusting to it, not allowing them to go from defensive 50 through the mid.
So Dixon doing the ruck work. De Goey got boot to ball. Bergman out pointed there. That's a soccer off the deck by McCreary. He's done it a couple of times tonight. Aaliyah. Lockie Jones for Port Adelaide. Great smother by Maynard. Actually, it was coming across the front. Dan McStay will have it thrown in right in front of us in the Triple M commentary box.
So getting a good look at stoppage here now. Drew's trying to now go to Taylor Adams. And Josh Dacos is probably going to match up against Rosie. All over this midfield there is just stars going head to head.
Big centre clearance coming up here. Lysette just steamrolled. Walked right over the top of Josh Dacos. That was a nice little ball by Rosie. Gained some metres. Dixon, very good pickup. Got it across to Butters to Dersman now. He's got it at half forward. Puts a high left foot ball in the Finlayson direction. Stood under it, couldn't take it down. Murphy for the Pies. Deep 50 here for Port Adelaide. Dersman with the pickup. Gives it across. Have a look at Powell Pepper trying to ball through. Holding the pill.
So it was there, but they just haven't been paying him tonight. But certainly got tackled, had prior opportunity, didn't get rid of it. Fair call.
Tried to take him on, didn't he?
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay clearly threw it out after 2 tackles were applied.
But they haven't been paying many of them tonight.
So Crisp, long kick to centre wing, or Cameron had his hands on it, didn't complete the mark. And Burton, off hands, claimed the footy, then he was taken out over the boundary line. 23 and a half minutes gone. 39 plays, 33. Port Adelaide lead by 6 points. Collingwood led by as much as 8 points earlier in this term, but that's been the biggest lead. Throw in by the interchange gate. Ruckman again, just manhandling each other. Umpire says let it go, which is probably good. Just let it go all night because they're doing it to each other. Bourbon can get the ball at halfback. His handball didn't find a Lear, who's under the pump big time. Gets a bit of a kick away. Spoilt by the Collingwood forward line to Goey. Oh, he lost it in the tackle. Good pressure from the power again. Clearing kick, Dersman to centre wing. Big Charlie comes out. He's got 3 to beat. At ground level, he needs some help. There's no one here for Port Adelaide at all. Handball Moore comes out to Josh Dacos, who kicks high to half forward. And it's a Port Adelaide mark.
Nearly a free kick off the ball to McStay. Smothered, shepherded him out, but umpire didn't see it.
Bergman just very subtly got a little nudge on McStay to not allow him to air assist.
So Dersma having a busier second term, gets it working up past centre wing. Sliding in hands and knees. Butters was brilliant. Got it to Rosie. Tucks it under the wing. Took some grass and now he goes with a long inside 50 ball, but Murphy.
Gee, that's good.
He's been good.
Too good.
Beats Finlayson in a one-out contest there.
Yeah, there was a high ball before where Murphy went back with a flight, and instead of making front-on contact, he went around an arc to really get a late spoil, and it was super clever not to give away a free kick, because if he had gone straight back at Finlayson, it would have been an easy call for the umpire.
Well, they've got a great defence, Collingwood. Number 1 in the competition.
Maynard from the defensive 50. We're looking for Cameron. It falls to Lipinski. To Hill, looking for Mitchell. Didn't get him. G. Rosie sort of half retarded on the jumper. Ball spills out. Nick Dacos. Handball Lipinski. Mitchell's got to get it to the boot quickly. He does. McStay. Myercheck, they just tap it on. Here's Cox coming through. Soccer's off the deck. Porter got some numbers here. Farrell releases by hand. And
no one to go to.
Yep, vacant centre wing. Drew just goes with the tumbly punt off the boot. Quainer will sit under this one and takes the mark. Loose players back inside 50 for the Pies, and Adams marks just outside 50. Port Adelaide need to man up. The Pies are coming. So Taylor Adams kicked the goal earlier in this term in game number 200. He just kicks it high to the front of the square. The tools are back there for Collingwood. No mark taken off hands. This is dangerous. And Port Adelaide with numbers will mop it up. Last line of defence. Kick around the corner. Risky stuff. Port Adelaide, though, win the footy, and Rosie's got it at halfback. Delivers to centre wing. No mark taken. Lysette did well. Good effort. Then he pushes it out, though, to Pendlebury, who fumbles at the wrong moment. Never see that happen. Rioli wraps him over to tackle. How does the umpire see it? He says, I'll ball it up centre wing out of side.
Jordan Nagowie, just the 10 disposals so far. Just feel he hasn't had the impact that you want him. You know he's going to have a big impact in the second half, though.
Pendlebury
had the flu all week.
Crook tried to clear it. Rosie Horn-Francis just misspoke. Boundaries there. Noble for Collingwood. Keeps it in. Here's Lipinski streaming through centre wing. Delivering by hand to Mitchell. Rosie corralled him. Put a nice tackle on. Created the turnover. Here's Butters. Gives it now to Farrell. Unloads a left foot ball. Working down the line. Big fist Murphy. And whacks it out of play. Ream Hot Water built tough Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Collingwood defence are on top, aren't they? I mean, it's not that sort of night, I know, but they are really, really playing well.
Well, Port Adelaide have had 30 inside 50s. Collingwood only 21, so they have to stand up Collingwood's defence.
Throw in on the outer side. In front, Cameron won the tap. And finally, a ruck infringement, which is strange because let it go all night, and then pay one. So anyway, it's a free kick to Collingwood. Chance for them to go forward through their ruckman Cameron. He goes short.
Oh, that's high risk.
Short passes onto Pendlebury.
Wet
And
ball,
it comes
short
off.
kick, does not work.
Pendlebury points long. Goes that way towards half forward. All the tall players in this one. Aliir in front had it, then dropped it at the last moment. He goes back in and wins it again somehow. And his chip over the top is good. He finds Travis Boak. Boak plays on his outer. Handballed on his outside to Rosie, who handballs forward for Port Adelaide to Butters. The good players getting involved in this one, and then picks out Marshall at half forward, right on the 50. He wants to play on. Can he go back and kick this? He looks like he wants to give off, and he does. He chips it high to half forward. Willem Drew, good mark. Gee, that's a strong mark under pressure. Oh, he juggled it. He was getting hassled. He had to have 2 bites at it. And Willem Drew has pulled it in.
Drew was there for an eternity. He had so much space. He set up, and Marshall had 2 looks at him, and then...
And the ball hung in the air for an eternity.
Yeah.
And why didn't Dacos go to him? When it's his turn to defend, he wasn't there. And he was the one who got there at the end, but if he was there for ages...
Willem Drew straight out in front. About 35 metres. Kick on its way. Goal umpire's moving. It's a minor score. So a chance gone begging. 6-4-40 Port Adelaide. Lead by 7. Pies are 5-3-33. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Jack Crisp now having a run, or having a spell, I should say, on the interchange bench with 14 disposals. 7 of those have been intercept possessions, and that's the defender in him coming out. Of course, he went from a defence to a midfielder, and he's been vital tonight on the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
So Moore brings it back in, boundary line, and it's out of play. It's Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman, and we're giving you free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply. They look after our Triple M Harvey Norman replay, of course. Throw in. Centre wing. Port lead it by 7 points as we tick toward half-time. De Goey got boot to ball. Farrell for Port Adelaide. Unloads one up towards half-forward. Quaynor again. Took it, gave it to Pendlebury. Now some run by. Noble's going to send a long ball forward. Bouncing ball. Here's Aliir, though. It didn't quite get to the bounce because he was able to take the mark instead. And measures a short one to Bergman. And there it is. Half-time here at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide, they take a little margin. 7 points, 6-4-40 over Collingwood, 5-3-33. We'll be back to dissect that opening half of footy. What a game it's been. Port by 7 points. For McDonald's of Bream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water.
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Ever heard of Dave Grohl?
Hey, Triple Mers. Good friend Dave Grohl here.
Well, he's like Triple M's version of Taylor Swift.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And he's got a few neat songs too. Foo Fighters tickets are back Monday. Every time we play the Fooies while you work, you call us and win them.
That's awesome. How good's that? The best! That's great. Thanks very much. Made my day.
Foo Fighters tickets are back Monday on 105.1 Triple M.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Need a workplace safety management system? Identifiber. Doing some DIY or demolition work and worried about asbestos? Identifiber. OHS plans, air monitoring, contaminated land assessment. Identifiber, Identifiber, Identifiber. We're industry experts with over 30 years' experience in hazardous materials services, occupational hygiene and risk management. For a thorough assessment and inspection of your home or office, head to identifiber.com.au.
We all need connection. Across this big brown land, our radio community keeps you connected. But sometimes you need more. If you're feeling alone, if you're struggling, if you just feel helpless, don't keep it to yourself. There's a collection of organisations, real people, ready and waiting to hear from you. Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice for the numbers you need. If you know someone who needs help, who might be doing it tough, use this moment to reach out, because sometimes all you need is a voice.
Head to commercialradio.com.au/voice.
Major building projects for the trade or a DIY home reno. Robot Building Supplies is the Australian-owned family-run business you can trust.
Robot's got it.
Robot's product range is vast and world-class. And when it comes to product knowledge,
Robot's got it.
Next-day delivery in Metro Melbourne.
Robot's got it.
Over 70 years experience and reliability helping Melburnians. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
JB Hi-Fi is smashing prices on computers. Like $400 off a Dell notebook, crunched to $15.99. A whopping 35% off an ASUS laptop. And a Dell notebook tossed out for under $600. And a ridiculous 20% off HP computers. JB, you've done it again.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles constantly check and lock prices on many of our most popular tiles at more than 20% below the market. Every day of the year. Here's proof. Massively popular subway wall tiles, best market price $52. National Tiles checked and locked price $34.95. That's way more than 20% saving. Every day of the year. Only at National Tiles.
This month at Repco, Auto Club members get up to 20% off store-wide. Save on oil, parts, car care tools and heaps more. Exclusions apply. Visit repco.com.au. Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
Half-time, what a game of footy. Port leaded by 7 points in the clash of the heavyweights at 6-4-40 the power. Collingwood a 5-3-33 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Let's head to Mark Soderstrom, thanks to our friends at Channel 7, catching up at half-time with Scott Pendlebury.
Scotty, obviously just got off the leash a little bit that second term, Port Adelaide.
Yeah, it's obviously a really tight contest, isn't it? So, a lot of it's just contest work, who can get territory and then try and lock it in.
Intensity from the sidelines looks like it is white hot at the moment. What's it feel like out there?
Yeah, it's great fun. It's finals like, so we enjoy that and both sides are bringing it and it's been a lot of fun.
Great stuff, Soda. Thanks to Channel 7 there. Scotty Pendlebury. Port lead it by 7 points. It's our half-time break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade. Rhett Biglands and Chris Dittmar, as we look back over this opening half of footy, extraordinary game we've seen. And Biggles, what have you made of it all so far?
When Pendles was talking about that contest work, two aspects to that contest around the stoppage and then post-clearance contest, which actually Port Adelaide are doing pretty well at. So after that hack kick or the clearance work around the congested area, Port are providing the second and third contest there, and they're actually winning that department. But broken tackles are seriously costing the Pies at the moment. Port are running front on Adam to test the tackle and then keeping that ball alive. But then up the other end defensively for the Pies, Murphy in career best form at the moment. That's 10 spoils for him on the Triple M Red Z lending stats. That's career high and really controlling the airways, bring it to ground. Their mids are working back a little harder, I feel, from a Collingwood point of view, to help out their defence. So that's a huge positive. They're going to need to maintain that in the second half, Dits.
Because when you see a clash like this, it's the clash of the Titans for the moment. Anyway, they're the top two sides. The best players have come to play. Pendlebury, side bottom, they're veterans, but they're the best out there. Unbelievable. And for Port Adelaide, Butters and Rosie, we are seeing the best on show here. Hey, for Collingwood fans, I can tell you the Dacos brothers really haven't had an influence yet. Wait till they lift in the second half, and Port Adelaide are going to have their hands full. But I'm just loving the fact that the stars have turned up to play.
Yeah, no doubt. And De Goey's doing his best. We know he's been crook all week, but just had the 11 disposals so far. You also see players stand up in games like this who have been underrated all year. Well, he's certainly not underrated anymore. Is that Quain, or is he?
Oh, yeah.
He's in All-Australian lock at the moment with the way he's going about his footy. He's had massive one-on-one contests across the back half of the ground for the Pies under enormous pressure and just thrived on it.
Yep.
Just walked away from tackles, taken huge intercept marks, and had a stack of the footy to go with it. 10 disposals running at 80% via foot.
Look, we haven't seen a lot of goals, but I still think that Collingwood small forwards at one end are looking a lot more dangerous than Port Adelaide small forwards at the other end.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Is that a question mark more so over the small defenders for Port Adelaide? Because obviously Burn-Jones has been forward and back, but
yeah.
I feel the smaller defenders are getting beaten. They're a little more reactive to what the smaller forwards are doing for the Pies at the moment. Farrell, Burton, these guys love to use their ball, but at first priority defend. And I think that's probably what you're touching on. The danger looks when it spills, that the smaller forwards for the Pies are getting on the end of it.
This is the halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade. It's halftime. Port lead it by 7 points. Biggles, a couple of players for either side, or one in particular. So Nick Dacos for Collingwood and Jeremy Finlayson for Port Adelaide. There are a couple of players that I'm sure their respective coaches will be going to at halftime and looking for a lift in effort.
Not sure how Finlayson can get into the game when Murphy's in white-hot form at the moment. So Murphy and Moore have got him completely covered. They actually match up really well. When we talk about Finlayson, he's a different forward. He does things differently. He works in strange patterns, and I think getting him on the ball and trying to find some footy there will get him into the game.
Have they scored enough, Port Adelaide? Like 10 shots on goal from 30 entries. Would Ken be looking to tidy up some of that entry going forward?
That is Port Adelaide, isn't it? That's been their Achilles heel for a long time.
Last week lost by 50 points. And unbelievable.
But then I think the upside for the Dacos brothers, you know they're going to work their way into it. They're absolute jets. They're going to find ways to work over Drew. They're going to find ways to have an impact around clearance. 11 disposals for Nick so far. Clearances, he's had 2 centre bounce and 4 in general play. So they'll get on the scoreboard. They'll only need 1 or 2 between them to, in a low-scoring contest to hurt Port Adelaide.
And at half-time, both coaches, are they happy with what they've seen?
I think Craig McRae's probably more happy. I think there might be a bit of frustration creeping into Kenny's style because he cannot rely on Butters and Rosie to do the majority of the lifting. He needs to go to his leaders. And we've seen a couple of fumbles from Boki. We love Boki. Boki's an absolute star of the game. On the outer side, had a couple of fumbles, just the 8 disposals, not getting a lot of looks on ball. And I just think that also, if you're looking at Ollie Wines' game, he hasn't been damaging. And they're the leaders that Port Adelaide need to stand up. And Rue's just coming back into the box now. I think you'd probably agree that from a leadership point of view, the leaders for Collingwood have been stronger. The leaders for Port Adelaide just need to go to the next level. Rupert, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in these games, you need everyone to stand up, but your leaders are the ones that are going to lead the way for all your players. But just been a cracking game so far, hasn't it?
No doubt about it. Half-time here, Port Adelaide by 7 points. Our Amy Clanger, who covers Clangers on and off the field, Amy does. Here it is in the first half. It's a bouncing ball inside 50 for Port Adelaide. Here's Quaynor. Solid back there. Through that, Cox. Oh, the big American. They had a little brain fade. He's claiming it was a little spike. The umpire said it was a throw. Oh, the Harvey Norman replay will show this is absolutely a throw.
Having a look at it now.
No rubbish, that's a big scoop. It's a dead set throw.
Oh, the Amy Clanger, big Coxie for the Pies. Port Adelaide by 7 points. Other scores today for Choice Hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. Big win by the Tigers. It was only 1 point, but they piled on the last 6 goals to get over the top of the Hawks. Carlton, 71 points. They're really building into a nice back end of the season. Brisbane by 11 points over the Cats. And the Swans lead the Dockers at the moment. They're in the third term there. They lead by 34 points. We've still got a big half of footy to come. Port Adelaide by 7 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
There's 100 years of history hidden at Repco and some great offers too. July is a special discount month with loads of savings across the store when you show your Auto Club card. Like up to 20% off almost everything store-wide. Yep, that's up to 20% off dits.
Auto Club card members also get 15% off parts and engine oil. So this is exclusive to Auto Club card members, so show your card and save this month only. Exclusions apply. Repco, driven by passion for 100 years.
Triple M and the Mighty Sheargold Show's 10K Spinner DJ. Winning 10 grand is simple. All you have to do is identify 7 songs, and this could happen to you.
You've won 10 grand! Wow!
The Marty Sheargold Show's 10K Spinner DJ. 2 chances every morning. Your next shot is Monday at 7 a.m. on your home of good times and rock's greatest hits, Triple M.
Crisp golden pastry filled with creamy custard and delicious raspberry filling. It's the raspberry and custard pie from Macca's, or the new raspberry and custard pie in a McFlurry. It's a choose-your-own creamy adventure. Available for a limited time.
Steel Solutions, Houston speaking.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, what's happened?
I'm doing a reno and my bricklayer needs some galvanised steel lintels in different lengths and sizes. Who would do that?
Relax, mate. We've got all the steel you'll need and we'll cut it to the lengths you want. You only pay for what you need and you can get it delivered or pick it up.
Houston, we don't have a problem anymore.
That's kind of why they call us Steel Solutions.
Steel Solutions. The steel you need when you need it. Sunshine, Bayswater and Springvale. steelsolutions.com.au.
Folks, hot water for your home is a long game. You know what I'm talking about. Trust the one that's steady, hot and strong. There's a lot of hot water offers going around these days for brands you've probably never heard of. My advice, always ask for a Rheem. Whether it's heat pumps, solar or the very best in hot water, Rheem have been building Aussie Tough water heaters in Australia for over 80 years. So if you need a hot water system, ask your plumber to install a Rheem.
Need a workplace safety management system? Identifiber. Doing some DIY or demolition work and worried about asbestos? Identifiber. OHS plans, air monitoring, contaminated land assessment. Identifiber, Identifiber, Identifiber. We're industry experts with over 30 years' experience in hazardous materials services, occupational hygiene and risk management. For a thorough assessment and inspection of your home or office, head to identifiber.com.au.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
If you're an electrician, builder or interior designer, Beacon Trade is on your team, adding value to your business, designing your lighting plans for free to save you time. Sign up to join Beacon Trade and together, let's make light work.
Hi, bank.
Hi, I see your home loan has a bonus.
Yep, an enticing cash back.
Awesome.
And you get bonus fees.
That's not a bonus.
Oh, it is for us.
I don't want bonus fees.
Well, we got to make back the cash from the cashback.
So hold on, I'm giving you back all the cash in fees?
No! It adds up to way more. But yeah, you get the idea.
Switch to a new kind of lender righting the wrongs of home loans. Go to athena.com.au to save time, money and sanity. Athena, love us and leave us.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Oh yes, half-time here at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide lead it by 7 points. 6-4-40. Collingwood are 5-3-33 for McDonald's and Rheem Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. We're about to head into our Beacon Trade third quarter. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business. Join Beacon Trade and get exclusive trade benefits like free access to our lighting design services for you and your clients. What a way to add value to your business. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work. Thanks to our friends at Channel 7. Mark Soderstrom caught up with Trav Boak in the Port Adelaide rooms at halftime.
Trav, thanks for joining us. Love the access here. We saw Ken sit down with the midfield group for a moment before he went in there. What was his message?
Yeah, it wasn't too much. I think we're getting done at first possession a little bit. So that was really the conversation, and it's just about what was happening in there, and probably just a little bit reactive at times. But no, I think it's going pretty well at the moment.
Take us through the intensity out there, because it looks like it's gone up a notch compared to a lot of the other games we've been watching this year.
Yeah, well, we expect that. I mean, they're the best side in the competition, so it's going to be a fiercely contested game, and it's a lot of fun out there. I mean, the conditions probably help a little bit in that sense, but no, it's good to be part of.
Continuing to watch the evolution of Zach Butters and Connor Rosie, and again, they've both had a terrific first half.
Yeah, and mate, they've been stars, and I think Jason and Drewy in there's been outstanding as well, and Ollie leading the way. So it's fun seeing those boys go at it, and they're just cracking in, and that's what we want from them.
Half-time of a really intense game. You've got a big smile on your face getting ready. You enjoying it out there?
It's good, mate. Like, these are the games you want to play, and, I don't know how many of these I've got left, so I've got to enjoy every moment. And, this is why you play footy. It's enjoyable.
Oh, great stuff. Thanks to our friends here at Channel 7. Mark Soderstrom having a chat with Travie Boak.
I wasn't sure if it was Soda or Whispering Jack down there. Yeah, was it? Well, Johnny Farnham in the change rooms. You got to be quiet, though.
Yeah,
It'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is awkward.
How you going there? Really good? Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, good. Hey, the Battle of the Brownlow similar here. Zach Butters looks like he's on the way to another 3 votes, and on the other side, Nick Dacos nowhere near it. So I think McRae's biggest decision at half-time, I would think, is what to do with Nick Dacos. He's getting beaten by Willem Drew at the moment. And at times throughout this game, he has been going to another player at the stoppage. It is very hard when you do that because you're effectively 2-on-1 because your tagger doesn't go away from you, so he's right up your backside and you're trying to shut down one of the opposition's best players, so you're not going to get the ball as well. It's a very unselfish thing to do, but at this stage, Nick Dacos having no impact on the game. Of his 6 kicks, only 2 kicks have hit the target, so totally unlike Nick Dacos. So does McRae say, why don't you go and tag Zach Butters? Go and shut Zach Butters down, at least break even, because at the moment, Port are getting their own way with Butters and Rosie having a big influence on the game, and Nick Dacos not. So we'll keep an eye on that in the third quarter, whether McRae or Dacos can change around their fortunes in the first half.
So, Root, when you've got that 3-person situation going on, what's Craig McRae trying to do there?
He's trying to go to, and look, if Nick can't get the ball, go and try and shut down someone from the opposition. But it's a horrible thing to do because you're basically taking yourself out of the game. And you know you're not going to get much of the ball. So
the other side
sometimes when you do that, you hope your tagger will drop off. But Willem Drew's not dropping off. He's got one job tonight, and that is shut down Nick Dacos.
How often do you see a tagger or a run with player, though, then try and hit the scoreboard because the opposition player lets him loose? He had 2 shots on goal,
Yes,
Willem Drew.
That's right.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And he was there on his own for an eternity, you called it, and Nick Dacos still didn't get to him. So Nick needs to tidy up on that a little bit. You don't want to be one of those players that don't match up on your tagger as well. Otherwise, that's bad.
Look, just a little coaching thing. I've raised this many weeks, and I'll keep doing it. But Rosie starting on the bench for Port Adelaide at the start of this term. In a game like this, surely you've got to win the first clearance, don't you? Start of the third term, and have your guns out there. Well, I know it's a long game, but I don't like it.
Dacos is starting on the bench as well.
Don't like it.
Dacos. So
don't like it.
To perhaps shake tag or.
Well, it can be with Dacos.
Take the sting out the game.
He started on the bench.
Yeah.
They move it around.
Yep.
Players take up their positions.
And then he can run out there, Ditz, and then the opposition won't know where he is for a while. So
yep, fair enough. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, third term to get underway at the Adelaide Oval. It's Port Adelaide by 7 points underway. And Lyset belts it forward. Power Pepper on the end of it. He scored the first at the start of the game, and he gets the first touch in this third quarter, but Collingwood repel and soccer it back to the middle. Big tackle applied. Port win the ball again. Maynard goes in hard. He applies the tackle. Umpire says, I'll have it, and it's in the middle of the ground. So
first soccer Dit's first soccer off the second half off the ground. This has had an extraordinary amount of soccers off the ground this game due to the weather.
All right, now the umpire let it go for the whole first half, these two ruckmen, and this time he's picked out a free kick to Lyset for hanging on. So are the umpires going to change their ways? The kick inside 50, no mark taken off hands. Collingwood win the footy at half-back, and the umpire says, I'll have it. He's going to come in. Power Pepper tackles, and it was the big ruckman Darcy Cameron who won the ball. Charlie Dixon to do the ruck work in opposition to him. Cameron wins it down to Rioli. Rioli, quick kick forward, playing in front, touch play on. Marshall hands off, open goal, Port Adelaide. Evans gets the first of the third term. Marshall had taken the mark, the umpire, and Port Adelaide end up with the goal. What's up, Brett Bigland?
Have a look on the Harvey Norman replay. The biggest throw you've ever seen from Marshall after the touch play on. Left hand, no handball. That's what Moore's going bananas over.
Yeah, the Collingwood defenders were remonstrating. So keep an eye on this. I know it's radio, but we'll watch the Harvey Norman replay. And we're watching it, yep, and you are absolutely spot on, Brett Bigland. Port Adelaide get away with one, no doubt about that, in front of goal. Evans gets a goal for Port Adelaide, 7-4-46. The Pies are 5-3-33. Triple M Big and Trade scoreboard. A bit of luck for the Power this time.
Yeah, well, that's footy.
Little Christmas in July gift for the Port Adelaide Footy Club.
Now for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Perhaps they need 5 umpires out there instead of 4.
We're back in the middle. It's all tied up pretty quickly again. So Port by 13 points with that Evans goal early in this third term to Goey and Drew. Drew was very strong. Got a handball out to Butters. Gets it in the Finlayson direction. He was just worked off the ball there by Howe. Now Josh Dacos, ball spills to Boak. Willie Rioli taken high. He'll get the free kick, Willie. And he'll go back, City end goal. Let it go from just inside 50 at a 45-degree angle.
Are they like Rocky Balboa, Collingwood? Do they need to get a few punched in the head a few times before they make a comeback? This will put them, 19 points behind.
Hasn't kicked it yet.
Josh Dacos infringing as well as he ripped off Rioli's head.
Well, as we know, Collingwood are never out of it, but Port Adelaide with a big opportunity here. Willie Rioli to put a couple together early in this third term for Port Adelaide. Oh, geez, not even going to make the distance. It goes right to the line and it's worked through by Moore. And just didn't have the juice behind it. Port Adelaide by 14 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Moore plays on, goes to the outer side. Oh, how far? She ran a long way because he changed his mind on the kick halfway through. And in the end, he does get the kick away. And off hands, it goes out of play on the outer side. So,
Scott Darcy, ball's landing
bit of luck for Port Adelaide, bit of luck for Collingwood this time. Throw in. Lysette and Cameron to do battle. Cameron makes front position, brings it down. In front for his on ball as well done. Taylor Adams kicks Collingwood forward. McStay the target. Over the top he goes. Over the back, Myercheck. Free kick for him. A free ball over the back by Mean. He runs into a goal and kicks it. Beautiful kick, Myercheck. When I said free kick, I meant it was just a free-flowing ball over the back. No one there for Port Adelaide. Myercheck gets an easy goal. Gets one back for the Pies and a much-needed one. They go to 6-3-39. Port Adelaide 7-5-47. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Collingwood get a lot of space around the stoppages, and when they win the ball with space, they get to be able to run it on. But what I'm having a look at on the Harvey Norman replay screen is Lockie Jones, when he goes at the ball in the air. If you're going to go in the air, you must make sure you either mark it or thump it forward. You can't let it get over the back like that. If you let it get over the back, then you open the game right up for the opposition. Here's Lockie Jones jumping for it now, straight over the back. Myercheck there. Look, it was a hat kick. It was a great kick to get the goal, but Lockie Jones needs to do better than that.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Collingwood out of the middle. Crisp just busts away. Has a bounce. Puts a long left foot ball inside 50. Oh, mark taken. McStay had front spot on Aaliyah. And the former Lion will go back at the Cathedral end. Not much angle and about 20 out.
How good is Chris? Jack Chris is an underrated superstar in the competition. Running through with speed, pushes off the Port Adelaide opponent and then puts it right to McStay's advantage.
Sensational set of hands from McStay. Highest point, eyes right behind the footy.
In he comes, McStay. Cathedral end goal. It's back-to-back Collingwood goals. It's a 2-point lead for Port Adelaide. McStay's got a couple for the night. The Power 7-5-47. Collingwood 7-3-45. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Great, Jack Cruz. He's a star. 200 games for Collingwood tonight as well. He played a few for Brisbane before that, but he's a gun player in a very deep, star-studded midfield.
Just the way he shuts down that sort of hand-to-hand combat via handball to intercept as well and then break with the footy.
He's got speed, he's got agility, he's a great kick.
The league leaders respond. Port Adelaide jumped out of the blocks. Collingwood hit back, as you'd expect. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Adams out of the middle. They go again, the Pies. Kick inside 50. Out on a lead. No mark taken. Port Adelaide under the pump big times. Picking it up. And double tackled is DeGoey. No, McCreary. And McCreary double teamed at half forward for Collingwood.
Prior to that Brodie Myercheck goal, there was 7 scores to Port Adelaide. Triple M Red Z lending stats.
McKenzie defends for Port Adelaide. Quick left foot kick out to centre wing. No mark taken. Chance for Mackenzie if he can pick it up. Oh, he did the wrong thing. Wrong option. He just belted it forward straight to Moore. Moore of Collingwood. And his kick not marked by Lysette. The ruckman Rosie dragged off the ball. Had to be holding the man. Crowd goes nuts. Umpire says play on. Ball ends up inside with Pendlebury in the middle of the ground. His kick wobbles to half forward. Didn't find a teammate. Loose ball for Collingwood to win. And again, Port Adelaide come in with numbers and do the tackling. And Lipinski was the player.
Well, Rosie just needs to be careful about playing for free kicks a little bit at times. I think he tried to milk that one. The umpire didn't buy it.
Oh, Houston fumbles at half-back. Couldn't pick it up. Adams tackled him. Umpire ball it up right on the 50 for Collingwood.
Big moment in this game, isn't it? Collingwood have just come out of the blocks.
Lysette, Cameron. Ball came down to Lipinski. He lost it. Houston picks up for Port Adelaide. Quick kick to the outer side.
Well done.
Coming out to take the mark, Finlayson, who we have not sighted tonight.
It's his second disposal.
So Finlayson kicks long, goes to half forward. No one's watching the ball. Everyone's got their back to it. Rioli off hands was pretty good. Chips it inside 50. And the mark has been taken by big Charlie Dixon. Huge kick coming up for Chuck. Straight out in front. And he'll kick from 35 to 40 metres.
Great ball use from Rioli, wasn't it? Just to lower the eyes. To see that Dixon had the drop on Moore and just drop it in front of him. Really good ball.
So Charlie, taking a bit of time, has kicked one goal earlier tonight. On his way in, gets to the 40-metre mark, lets it go straight through the middle. Off the boot, it didn't deviate. Umpire didn't move. He gets two, and Port Adelaide hit back. It's goal for goal in this third term against the two top sides. Port Adelaide to 8-5-53, Pies 7-3-45, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, Theo on the boundary.
Nearly 9 minutes gone, Ditz, in this third term. Nick Dacos now just about to get a taste of his first minutes of this premiership quarter, having his left calf, right calf worked on to start this game. He's had a bit of a break from Willem Drew, about to go straight to him.
You may need Ash Chua, but I would think that would be an extended interchange on the time for Nick Dacos this year. That's a long time.
Yeah, maybe there is something wrong with the calf. They needed a bit of extra time to work on it.
Theodoropoulos down there for Bob Jane T-Marts. They have great buy three, get one free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply.
Willem Drew not going to him at the centre bounce either.
We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Port Adelaide with a steadier through Dixon. He's got a couple for the night. Now that's socket to the line by side. Oh, Bobby Hill's been pushed into the third row. So Farrell just trying to help him back over the fence. He's literally in with the fans.
Well, he didn't want his help to get back over either.
Hold that meter.
Gave him a bit of a shot there.
Didn't he look like a Labrador on line?
Have a look when he comes to go back over. Farrell tried to help him. He said, no thanks, mate.
Throw in, tap down. A lot of players around this ball. Collingwood looking to strike back. Mitchell pokes one inside 50, but Horn Francis able to go back pretty comfortably and take the mark. What's the next kick?
Hasn't been a lot of long kicking down the line tonight, has there?
Mark Prosciutto there with Brett Biglands tonight for Seabus Super. And we're not going to see any here either, Roo. Just some sideways short ball action to McKenzie. Tucked in against the defensive 50. He's at the Cathedral end at the moment. His side going to the other end. Dixon tried to gain some metres by hitting it on. Here's Nick Dacos trying to work in a really tight space. Little handball came through Drew. He's going to receive it from Houston. Puts a long ball up towards half forward. Now Finlayson and Howe race on here. Now Josh Dacos came through for Collingwood, took the ball pretty well.
Nice kick to a one-on-one in the middle of the ground, off hands, it's all Collingwood. McCreary bursts his way through the middle, exciting stuff. Sees a loose player on the outer side, side bottom. Side bottom always uses the ball beautifully, does so this time as well. So the Pies have the ball at right half forward.
Just waiting for Cabby to get back to the square, I think.
With the ball. Just delivers short inside 50, couldn't find Elliott. And the ball dribbles out of play.
Hit his leg, did so.
Okay, so out on the full. Port Adelaide get a fortunate free deep in defence. Dersma with the footy.
Willie!
Goes long and strong along centre wing. Charlie Dixon in front, Moore at the back. Charlie just belts it over and says, go and chase that one, but it's all Collingwood. Maynard reels back onto it. Handball on his outside. Dacos, handball to the feet of Noble. Noble's under the pump. Got the handball away. McEntee a chance. No, Collingwood get a boot in there and soccer forward. Aaliyah gets rid of his opponent. Teammates come in to help out. Rosie handballs. Oh, Burton's dropped it. Burton's fumbled at the wrong time. Collingwood win the ball. Now Drew intercepts. Drew's got it for Port Adelaide. The mistakes continue under the pressure out there, the intense pressure.
This is why the coaches should tag more. Nick Dacos has made 2 uncharacteristic mistakes in this third quarter from perceived pressure.
Mark Rasciuto there for Seabass Super. Ball bobbling around. Here's Josh Dacos. Able to slip a handball out to DeGoey. Left foot ball inside 50 here. Searching for Myercheck. Jones with a big fist. And it's out of play. 50 around from Collingwood's goal. Port lead it by 8 points. Third term played nearly 13 minutes on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Nick Dacos had 3 touches, none of them efficient.
Red Z Lending stats, loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. Now Collingwood. So Darcy Cameron going to get a free kick. Shot on goal here out of the ruck contest.
So Darcy Cameron, they're entangled, both ruckmen, and then as Cameron has been spun around, the arm over the shoulder from Scooter Lycett is actually there by the letter of the law.
Let's have a look on the Harvey Norman.
Not the first one, the second one. There.
Yeah.
On the Harvey Norman. So he's just landing on him, and coaches absolutely hate that when there's a rucking infringement. He shot a goal after an arm wrestle.
So Cameron, big kick coming up. He's going to have to let it go from outside 50 probably, or just on the paint. He improves the angle outside 50, and he's pulled it back a bit too far. It's a minor score only. Port lead it by 7 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting electrical plans. Almost a turnover ball.
The riskiest kick you've ever seen from Port Adelaide, but it ends up with Bergman. Bergman to the outer side. Finlayson under it, couldn't take the mark. Marshall a chance to run onto it. Overran the footy, couldn't pick it up. Collingwood come in with numbers. They'll win the ball. It's side bottom who delivers forward. Goes to a one-on-one. Oh, gee. Jones, little hands in the back, but the umpire said fair enough. Lockie Jones marks at half-back for Port Adelaide on the outer side of the ground. Called to get on with it. Kicks it long and high. Big pack of players forming. Centre wing on the outer side. Over the back. McEntee a chance. Tried to push it forward, did well. Big Charlie comes out, he fumbled, allows Moore to come through. Moore gets it to Noble. Collingwood should be out of trouble now, and you know they are because Pendlebury's got it, and he uses the ball beautifully. Oh, Noble's dropped the ball on the end of a handball. He's dropped it from Chris. Port Adelaide a chance. They just soccer forward accidentally towards the 50. Collingwood pick it up. They want the boundary line, and they get it. How does he see this one? Umpire says throw it in. For risky handball to the boundary line, but there was a teammate standing there, so fair enough, and they'll throw it in. 70 around, 60 around from the Port Adelaide goal.
Free kick count is 10-9 in this match, thanks to Triple M Red Z Lending.
Good on you, Biggles. Very even, no doubt about it. Off hands, Horn Francis was brilliant with the clearance. Has a bounce. Did he run too far? Chips one around the arc. Dersman's got to go and chase it. He's going to get run down. Does get run down. That's holding the ball, umpire. He's let it go. Can't believe it. That is definitely holding the ball. And now Port Adelaide get a little chip kick out towards the boundary line under pressure. And are the umpires feeling the heat as well?
Did he get his boot doing? I know it wasn't like a kick or anything, but did it hit his boot on the way down? And technically, if it hits your boot, it's not holding the ball. Let's have a look.
No,
he missed it.
Totally missed it. You've got to pay those.
The Harvey Norman replay there. Bit stiff again. The Pies on that occasion. Nick Dacos under all sorts of heat. Got it to Mitchell, now to Pendlebury. Tried to step through. Under heat, released the handball. Houston chopped it off. Tumbles one inside 50 for Port Adelaide. Sweeping on it. Butters can't pick it up. Marshall ground level is wrapped up strongly by Howe. He got a handball away though. Here's Horn Francis, 65 from home. Squaring sideways ball. Gets Dersma. 60 from home here for Port Adelaide. They lead it by 7 points, the Power. Played nearly 16 minutes or just over in this third term. Dersma, he rakes a long one in there, right to a dangerous spot. Big fist, boundary line, side bottom. Is he going to run it out? He's taken out by McEntee. We'll have it tossed in city end. 25 around from the Power's goal. They lead it by 7 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Port Adelaide deep into attack, left forward pocket, going towards the big Riverbank stand at the Adelaide Oval. Throw in, Charlie Dixon, Darcy Cameron. Ball comes down in front. Butters ran too hard, went too early, allowed Collingwood to clear the ball. Handball to Mitchell. Another one out wide. Dacos starting to get into the game. Finds McStay at centre wing. No, dropped the mark. He had it and dropped it over the boundary line.
Rucks.
And they'll throw it in on the outer side as Collingwood threatened to go away there.
Just saw a Port Adelaide supporter, one row back, give McStay the bird.
God. That's a friendly wave.
You wouldn't have thought that, would you?
Welcome to Adelaide.
Just a friendly gesture in that one. Cameron too strong in the ruck. Double hands it down in front. Port win it at ground level.
Who'd have thought, eh?
So welcoming.
That's right.
Scott Darcy.
Immediately tackled.
Geez, they're packed in. The hill is absolutely chockers.
Saturday night.
Collingwood get a clearance. Pendlebury on the receiving end. Kicks it forward quickly. Alear, beautifully done, but dropped the ball on the way down. Elliott comes through looking dangerous. Gets a handball away under the pump. Coming through Horn Francis. Went to ground at the wrong time. Handball comes out of the pack to side bottom. He's wrapped up by Dersma. You can hear what the crowd want, but the umpire says quite rightly that was held to him.
No prior.
Blood rule, Collingwood.
So someone to go off here.
Cameron.
The ruckman Darcy Cameron to go off.
Not in a hurry.
Taken plenty of time. He's just walking from the other side. Now breaks into a jog. So there'll be a lull in proceedings. So Port Adelaide 8-5-53. Collingwood 7-4-46.
It's been 2 goals, 1 each for the quarter. Both have had 7 inside 50s. Collingwood had a bit more of the ball, 50 disposals to Port Adelaide's 32 in the third quarter.
Doesn't get any tighter than that. Red Z lending stats with Mark Rasciuto. Here on Triple M. Mason Cox straight into the ruck. Houston wins the ball. In trouble. Gets a handball away to Butters. He runs backwards about 20 metres. Side bottom claimed him. He handballed backwards to Dersma. Dersma kicks high and long. Centre wing out of side. Off hands. Port Adelaide win the ball. Quick kick forward towards half forward. Finlayson in front. He wins. Rare one for him. Handball out to McEntee. McEntee's kick over the top. Toddy Marshall marks inside 50 for Port Adelaide, and he's 20 metres out, almost straight in front.
It's a big positive for Jed McEntee in a clutch situation. Big game at a couple of moments. Of course, was a goal kicker against the Blues in a losing side, but he just put a little ball in without blazing away. Barely 15, but now on the other side, Finlayson now lifting. He's been down.
Well, he was important in that contest, Finlayson. He didn't mark the ball, but he got it moved on and got it to McEntee. And at the moment, you'd say that's his job because it's not a marking night. It really isn't. Todd Marshall on his way in, almost straight in front. The kick on its way, he's missed. Can you believe it? Gee, the pressure. Because he's a beautiful kick of the footy. And Crisp letting him know about it too. 8-6-54 the power. The Pies are 7-4-46 Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just fell off his kick a little bit, didn't he? Just fell to the left a little bit when he was running in.
So 8-point lead, Port Adelaide. Moore, he just rifles one to Noble in the back pocket. He releases down the line to a contest.
Holding.
So it's against Alear here.
That's what the bigger body does.
So Nick Dacos took the advantage, got it across to Lipinski. He tries to shoot it up in the Elliott direction, and it's out of play. Right on his tail was Jones, and we'll have it thrown in. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work. Port by 8 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Ollie Wines hasn't touched the ball in the third quarter for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, non-red Zeta for Ollie. Finlayson beaten by Cox to the tap there. Here's Rosie. Got it to Butters. Over the top, chipping ball. Bit of hanging on there from Moore on Dixon. No free kick. Gee, I wouldn't mind seeing the Harvey Norman on that. Here's Willie Rioli. Got boot to ball. Howe's got front spot. He sits and waits for the bounce. He's wrapped up strongly by Horn Francis. He's going nowhere. The ball spits out. Little handball. Came from Drew. Rosie, top of the 50, releases Burton, rinds up, straightens up, sends it there. Oh, no! He too has just missed.
That was his first touch for the quarter as well, Burton.
A minor score, Port by 9 points, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It is at a fast pace this game. They're getting straight on with it. Quaynor goes to the outer side with a big kick. That's a huge mark. Oh, gee, it was a 2-on-1. And Moore, I thought they'd spoiled it, and he dragged it in. What a great mark by Moore.
That is just such strength in the air. Because if it wasn't a mark, it had to be a free kick for frontal contact. Yep. Huge one-on-one.
Spot on, Biggles. Gee, did that well. Kicks out to a contest on the outer side. Port Adelaide play in front, and Houston takes a good mark. He's been quiet tonight, but he does some important things when he has to, and one of them was right there. Big mark taken by Houston. So centre wing on the outer side, kicks it long. Big Charlie goes early, no mark taken, and off hands. It spills out of play, and they'll throw it in front of the Mark Rasciuto grandstand. So 55 plays 46, 9-point margin to Port Adelaide. This is a tight one. Collingwood have played in a lot of them throughout the season. They always find a way. They're going to have to tonight. Off hands. Butters was a chance. The Goey beat him to it. He shrugged one tackle, then didn't beat the next one. Yep, he lost the ball in the tackle. Collingwood soccer it out of play on the full anyway. It'll be a Port Adelaide kick on the outside. Centre wing.
Keep moving.
Ryan Burton, the kicker. Goes with the drop punt long. Dixon in front, Mason Cox in front. No mark taken. Off hands, Port Adelaide win the ball. Finlayson handball to a teammate, put him under the pump, Evans. And they're blazing away, Port Adelaide. Just need to settle for the moment because they're getting shots at goal. This one's out on the full. Reprieve for Collingwood.
Mason Cox got his big mitts to it. Just needed to hold on to that one and allowed Port Adelaide to have a shot on goal.
Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Mark Rasciuto there. A nice ball in the end by Maynard to Howie. They want to take the corridor on. There's a run from behind. Tackle Finlayson. Actually, Horne-Francis. Big tackle. Look at Maynard.
Thank you. Right out.
He just didn't hear the footsteps.
Well, that's forward 50 pressure. He ran from miles away just to keep the pressure on Maynard running out of it. Well done, Jason Horne-Francis. That's what you can do when you haven't got the ball.
His work at the centre bounce in the first half. He leads the clearances this year for Port Adelaide. Had a sore back during the week. That was just team lifting run down from behind.
Well, here's the next bit. He's straight in front. About 45 out. City end. He likes it. Oh, yes. Porter out by 15 points. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 9-7-61 Port. 7-4-46 Collingwood. Let's head to Theo Neuropoulos, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Bit of action down on the bench. Oleg Markov is about to come on for the first time for Collingwood. Tom Mitchell's out of the game. He has been subbed out. There's been a concern over Kane Farrell. He was crunched in that spectacular Darcy Moore mark on that outer side. He's with the trainers just testing a right ankle.
So they're going for speed, Collingwood. They want to get a bit more run in. Ollie Markov, he's a line breaker. He can run hard. Mitchell and in and under, so a complete different type of player. Collingwood have got enough midfield balls to get the job done in tight. They want to break the ground. They want to move the ball faster. See if he can do something. He's going to go straight to Willie Rioli, try and get some run off half-back.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Finlayson took it out of the middle. Kicks to half forward for Port Adelaide. Important ball to win. Powell Pepper couldn't pick it up. Murphy was good for Collingwood. He just wrapped it up, sat on it. And they'll ball it up centre half forward for Port Adelaide. The Power by 15 points late in this third term. Ball up at centre half forward for the Power. Dixon plays in front. Didn't win the tap. Markov into the fray already. He's in there. And another ball up.
Gee, another goal will make it really tough now. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Big goal. Big 4 minutes.
Charlie Dixon and Cameron go at it. Butters at ground level. Just couldn't pick it up. Markov did his first touch. Handball out of the pack. Went straight to Houston. Houston around the arc with an awkward kick found Burton. Ryan Burton can send them deep into attack. The way he kicks the footy. Can go all the way to the goal square and does so. Goes to the front of the square. Big Charlie couldn't take the mark. Off hands. Collingwood dropped the footy. They're under the pump. That's a high tackle. Collingwood will get the free. Last line of defence.
So 15-point lead for Port Adelaide. Pendlebury, the recipient of the free. Always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's winter pie range. Oh, he's turned it over, Pendles. Dersma runs in and he's missed. Gee, they've had some chances here, Port Adelaide, in this term. Not capitalising, but they still have the lead by 16 points on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. It's 62-46. Now they're conferring here to see if it's a score. Did it hit the behind post?
Score review. Umpire's call is no score. Hit the behind post. Please check.
Okay. So Harvey Norman replay. Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman. Giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply.
I think it's hit the back of the padding, hasn't it?
Yeah, it did, definitely. Yep.
Looks like no score coming up, so the margin will remain at 15.
The win for Port Adelaide.
So we will have a throw-in.
Forward 50 stoppage, much better than the kick in.
And they're dominating the tackles inside, attacking 50 at the moment, the power, so this will suit them.
So big contest coming up here. Dixon worked into the front. Powell Pepper came through. Evans again, another snap. No. He's missed, as he's missed everything. So once again, no addition to the score, but Collingwood, they get the kick this time. It was out on the full. Port by 15 points.
Gee, little Frankie's had some chances, hasn't he? As the Pies bring the ball back into play to the outer side. Darcy Cameron the target. Lear, or do you have enough of it? No, said the umpire. Play on. Ground level. Port try to rush it forward. Taylor Adams does the tackling. And the umpire will ball it up. Houston at the bottom of the pack.
Because of that forward 50 pressure, which has resulted in tackles, that's why you're seeing Pendles and the like missing easy kicks, because they're really creating genuine intensity down there.
Off hands, Butters won the footy. Kick Port Adelaide inside 50. And Charlie Dixon sat under it. Moore hassled him out of it. No mark taken off hands. It goes out of play. So Port Adelaide inside 50 again. Big contest coming up with this throw-in. In it comes. Dixon, Cameron. Evans ran past the footy. Powell Pepper didn't though. Right foot snap around the body. No one's touched this. A loose ball. It'll roll. Through for the minor score. Hearts in your mouth with that sort of stuff. Port Adelaide 9-8-62. Collingwood 7-4-46. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Looking dangerous for from stoppage. Vaughan Francis getting on the bolt. Powell Pepper sweeping through as well. They're edgy, the Pies.
Gee, Nick Dacos with the bring-in ball, goes right down the middle, tries to take him on. It's socket off the deck by Pendlebury and McKenzie. Able to take the mark. Port Adelaide are going to pump forward again. Finlayson takes the mark. 70 from home. He's got Houston at the top of the 50. He's going to go better than that, Marshall. Oh, he sort of went in between them.
Gee.
Did Marshall must have thought someone was calling. He sort of had the chance and let it go. Ball spills. Opportunity for Bobby Hill. He's got the wheels. He's pumping those little legs out after it. McKenzie held him a fair time without the ball. Ball spills.
That's a good kick.
Lipinski, a little grubber up towards Adams. Tight against the boundary. Real good pressure by Burton. Sees it out of play on the full.
We're seeing some great contests, aren't we?
Oh, it's a good game.
Both ends of the ground.
Set up for a big last quarter. We know what Collingwood love to do.
No doubt about that. They got plenty left in the tank yet. Long kick to a pack of players at centre wing, and little Evans got up the highest of all and fisted out of play. Port Adelaide 9-8, Collingwood 7-4, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just to repeat, Collingwood have won their last 7 games at Adelaide Oval, 4 of them by less than 6 points.
So we are set up for a massive final term with the top 2 teams at the Adelaide Oval. Finlayson, manhandled out of it. Rosie at ground level, puts the Jets on and gets run down. That's holding the ball, umpire. Gee whiz, he was lucky. Powell Pepper picks it up. He tries to fend off. They're trying to do too much, Port Adelaide at the moment. Burton with the footy. Handballs to Farrell, who's on his natural left side. The kick is dangerous. No mark taken out there by Dersma, but he butters up with a good tackle. Boat comes in to help out. Good footy again from both sides. Great pressure. And the umpire will ball it up.
Finlayson's got himself into the game. He's had 6 disposals in the third quarter.
Port Ruck.
Charlie Dixon comes sprinting from a long way away. Port didn't have a ruckman there, and they'll come away with the footy. Quick kick forward. Quaynor was on the end of that, but didn't pick it up. Now the handball forward by Port Adelaide Evans. Port Adelaide rush forward. Butters on the end of a handball, but goes to ground at the wrong time. Quaynor comes in with the pressure. Port fight for it at ground level. Collingwood did well because Port were away again, and the Collingwood pressure continues to lift. They are brilliant under the pump. They really are, and they forced this one out of play as Port Adelaide could have gone inside 50 again.
44 inside 50s to 31. Port Adelaide's way.
Port by 16 points. Beacon Trade scoreboard throw-in. 60 around from Port Adelaide's goal. Ground level. Adams for Collingwood. Got the boot to it. Dersma. Tried to gather, couldn't. McCreary, a big wraparound tackle on Farrell.
46 seconds.
We'll have a ball up basically in the middle of the ground. So, gee, what a final term we're going to be set up for here. Port with a 16-point lead at the moment. And the ball bobbling around. And they'll do it again.
Some good news for Power fans. Looks like Kane Farrell is okay after spending a fair bit of time with the trainers.
Port Adelaide soccer this one forward out of the middle of the ground. Coming in, Drew couldn't pick it up. Rosie does. Great tackle applied on him. Brutal tackle, crunching tackle as Houston gets a left foot kick out towards half forward. Boak gets rid of his opponent. Have they got time? Boak's fallen over. Can you believe it? At the critical time, the veteran loses his feet. And Port Adelaide are throwing away chances, you'd reckon, late in this term. They keep getting the ball to half forward, and then somehow the mistakes come. And that's Collingwood's pressure right there. Throw in on the outer side.
17 seconds.
Either team needs to quickly get a clearance and get it forward. Off hands, Port Adelaide, Ollie Wines. His handball forward to Butters. They're inside 50. Can someone take a mark? Todd Marshall over the back and through for the minor score. Many, many chances, Port Adelaide in this term. 9-9-63.
3 goals, 5.
7-4-46. Triple M Beacon Trades.
3-5 for the quarter, Dits. To Collingwood, 2 goals, one. They had 15 inside 50s to 8 for the quarter. So it's lived in Port's forward half. Collingwood have done pretty well to be able to limit the damage.
Well, you do not want to be going anywhere. We've got a big final term coming up. Port Adelaide lead at three-quarter time by 17 points. 9-9-63. Collingwood 7-4-46 for Choice Hotels around the grounds. The Swans lead by 29 at the moment over the Dockers. They're in the final term there. Earlier today it was Brisbane by 11 over the Cats. Carlton by 71 over the Eagles, and the Tigers home by a point with the last 6 goals. An amazing finish there over the Hawks at the Triple MCG. Three-quarter time here at the Adelaide Oval. We've got a big final term to come your way. Port by 17 points. The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
always get a hot finish to the footy with Macca's Winter Pie Range.
Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M. We don't play pop music, just the big rock hits. Songs you know and love now as much as the first time you heard them.
I've done all the dumb things.
And disco? Yeah, disc. No. Melbourne's home of good times and rock's greatest hits. This is 105.1 Triple M.
As one of Australia's largest assessment-only registered training organisations, VetAssess staff are qualified to assess a broad range of trades, from chefs to mechanics, fitters to hairdressers, electricians, plumbers and many more. We're looking for trade-certified people interested in making a career change to one that will help fill Australia's skills shortage. All you need is 3 years' experience working in your qualification and Certificate 4 in training and assessment. Head to vetassess.info/trade assessor and apply today.
Need a workplace safety management system? Identifiber. Doing some DIY or demolition work and worried about asbestos? Identifiber. OHS plans, air monitoring, contaminated land assessment. Identifiber, Identifiber, Identifiber. We're industry experts with over 30 years' experience in hazardous materials services, occupational hygiene and risk management. For a thorough assessment and inspection of your home or office, head to identifiber.com.au.
For the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ream Ambi Heat Pump, winner of CanStar Blues Innovation Excellence Award 2023.
Install a Ream.
Accept nothing less than Australia's best.
Are you ready to start something? Do what you love? With 38 free TAFE courses and over 130 nationally recognised qualifications, including animal studies and veterinary nursing, come to Kangan Institute, the Australian Large Training Provider of the Year 2022. No ATAR needed. It's time to unleash you at Kangan Institute. Call 13 TAFE to apply now or visit kangan.edu.au. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
So good to freeze. With Tango Energy's big winter price freeze, that is. For a limited time only, you can get Tango's freeze and low gas or electricity rates and avoid the annual price hike by having your energy rates frozen until at least May 2024. Tango Energy. Just freezing good rates when you need them the most.
Tango Energy.
T's and C's apply. Excludes feed-in and other fees and charges. Fact sheets available at tangoenergy.com. For clear advice on the right plan for you, contact us on 1800 861 952.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles constantly check and lock prices on many of our most popular tiles at more than 20% below the market every day of the year. Here's proof. Massively popular subway wall tiles, best market price $52. National Tiles checked and locked price $34.95. That's way more than 20% saving every day of the year. Only at National Tiles.
Dan Murphy's July catalogue is out now. Discover over 150 exclusive offers, incredible value bundle deals and loads more for My Dan's members. Not a member? Join for free today at danmurphys.com.au. But hurry, offers end Wednesday, August 2. Choose to drink wise. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Saturday night footy, top of the table clash. The Power by 17 points at three-quarter time. 9-9-63. Collingwood 7-4-46 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Ream Hot Water built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Rhett Bigland's Mark Rasciuto, the third quarter. What did you make of it?
Well, Port Adelaide won the quarter, didn't they? They had more inside 50s, more scoring shots. They're unlucky not to be further ahead. They did blow a few chances going forward, which might come back to hurt them. It might not. Who knows what Collingwood are going to do in the last quarter. But if you have a look back on history, I think the prediction is they're going to come hard. Can they do it away from home again? As I said, they've won their last 7 games here, 4 of them by less than a goal. So let's see what they can do in this last quarter against Port Adelaide.
Normally tackles probably don't influence the outcome of a game because it could mean that you're second to the footy, but the tackles had a huge impact in that quarter, particularly post-clearance, where Port Adelaide's tackles were brilliant. And at stoppage as well, they got a goal from Jason Horne-Francis running down a tackle from behind, and all their forwards.
That was a great goal.
They all got involved with the tackle and pressure count, and really Collingwood's defence started to second-guess themselves.
They had twice as many tackles in that third quarter, 26-13.
And your point about Mitchell being sub for Markov, Rue, I think is a really interesting one. The speed that now brings for Collingwood, you just get the feel they're going to take it on with this 17-point deficit.
And a strange move too. Willem Drew not going to Nick Dacos in this second half. I wonder whether they'll regret that in this last quarter.
Very good question, Mark Rasciuto. We are all set for this final term. The top 2 teams have not let us down. They haven't disappointed. This has been a cracker of a game. Final term to get underway for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Lysette and Cameron go at it. Cameron probably got the better of it. Collingwood win the ball at ground level. Drew does the tackling. Dacos in there, wins it. Yeah, very clever. Got the handball away. Great evasive skills. Got it to Noble. Noble's high long kick to full forward. Lockie Jones went with the fist instead of marking this time. Gets it out towards the boundary line. And the ball dribbles out of play. Collingwood into attack first in this final term. A throw in right forward pocket.
I'm going to say it again. I think this is absolutely crazy that Willem Drew is not going to Nick Dacos.
Well, he did such a good job in the first half. Throw in. Cameron front position. Brings it down beautifully. Myercheck, his kick smothered. Gee, looked dangerous though. And good defensive work this time, Port Adelaide. And again, the ball cannons out of play off the Port Adelaide defenders. Another throw in, right forward pocket.
So Willem Drew's going to De Goey. You got Nick Dacos next to Connor Rosie.
Big questions being asked by Mark Rasciuto. The throw in. Cameron fights hard for it. It comes to Dacos. It ends up with Crisp. He's flung in a tackle. Spun around, I should say. It ends up with side bottom. He has a kick at goal. I think he's kicked it. The first of the final term to the Pies. Side bottom, a left foot kick out of the pack. And that's a good goal to start this final term. And Collingwood go to 8-4-52. Port Adelaide 9-9-63. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Who set that goal up?
Dacos.
Nick
Look
Dacos.
Beautiful hands.
Handball over the head, left hand. He's now not getting tagged. When you get a tagger taken off you, what do you think you say? You effing beauty. That's what you say when you're out there.
Yep.
Nick Dacos would be running around now going, I am going to towel these blokes up and make them pay for dropping the tag.
Oh, what an insight there from Mark Rasciuto. He had plenty of them run with him in his day. And
He said it before it started, and it's resulted in a goal for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, margin back to 11 points, Port. Here he is again, Dacos. He just about took that. It actually spilled to Rosie. Advantages paid inside 50. Finlayson. Now McEntee. Geez, tackled strongly by Noble. Howe just got boot to ball. Here's Cripps trying to gather. Dacos was there again. Now it's Lipinski getting boot to ball quickly. Oh, nice courage. Lockie Jones floating across the
Leah's given away the free kick.
Oh, hanging on. So this is going to go to Dan McStay, front edge of the centre square. Collingwood are back inside 50. Myercheck in the middle, spits out the back. Elliott's floating around, boundary line beats him. And left forward pocket, City End will have it thrown in. Port by 11, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
When Collingwood have to take the game on, seriously, why would you give their best, most damaging player a free run at it? I find this extraordinary. I might be wrong here. Might be right.
Throw in left forward pocket for Collingwood. Lycett at ground level, tried to get a kick away. Houston likewise. His didn't go very far. Lockie Jones, oh no, he's had a shocker. No. He's kicked it off the side of the boot and he has panicked and kicked it straight out on the full inside 50 for Collingwood.
Josh Dacos.
So Dacos from about 40, 35 metres out.
Maynard's come all the way over and I think he's backed him in. Talent this kid has, he could drill this.
He improves the angle, goes all the way and kicks it. Wow. Collingwood go back-to-back at the start of this final term. They are throwing everything at Port Adelaide. The margin was 15 points a minute ago. We are back to a 5-point game. The Pies 9-4-58. Port Adelaide 9-9-63. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, Lockie Jones did a couple of really good things there, and then just unfortunately when he tried to kick it really hard around the corner, just kicked it in the belly of the ball.
What about the kick from Dacos on the boundary? But when Maynard went over to him, that was ridiculous. Under that sort of pressure. Absolute freak for the bloke with the most disposals in the competition.
No, it's Josh. Has he got more than...
Josh has got the most, hasn't he?
No.
Don't downgrade the kick, Rupert.
Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. G. De Goey puts some heavy body on Horn Francis, who's down in the middle. Adams for the Pies. Pumps him inside 50. Bergman tried to gather. Lipinski did. Here's Elliott, top of the 50. Handball across to Dacos. Got the little walk around. Goes for a couple in not long. He pulls it away to the left. Minor score. Make no mistake. The Pies are coming big time. It's a 4-point Port Adelaide lead. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So Port Adelaide need to steady here in a big, big way. The league leaders are hammering them at the start of this final term. The kick goes up the middle of the ground. What a mark by Rosie. Not the biggest man there. And Port have played it on. The handball came to Powell Pepper, but he put him right under the pump. Port have coughed it up in the middle. Collingwood are going to come straight back. The ball now to centre half forward. No mark taken off hands. Horn Francis read it for Port Adelaide. He's got nowhere to go.
Did well.
And now he kicks it. Didn't panic at all. Goes to the outer side to Bergman. Bergman goes long. Loose player at half forward. The ball hung in the air too long. Powell Pepper, does he keep it alive? No.
Gee.
Out on the forward.
Okay, so Port get a free kick and now the kick fired into the pocket. And Finlayson's taken the mark. I didn't quite see what happened.
No, it was unlucky. Just must have hit him on the leg and went over.
Came off the Collingwood player. So Finlayson meantime marks. He plays on. Improves the angle. From the right forward pocket, he's given it too much around the corner. Port to 9-10-64. Lead Collingwood 9-5-59. And that's on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So here he is, Markov. Gave the little ball to Cameron and then he got it back, and this is what he does. He goes for a little run, handballs across to Crisp. He got it to De Goey, put it out into space. Nice little mark. Adams on the logo, centre wing, brings it back inboard. Just overcooked it a touch, and Bergman sweeping on it for Port Adelaide. Gathers and delivers. He's found Powell Pepper. Centre wing out of side. Port by 5 points. They've got the footy. Powell Pepper back to Burton. Very deliberate, and they've got a bit of space here. Marshall. The next link in the chain has been tough a lot of the night. He's just forward a centre wing here, Marshall. So a bit of short backwards action to Rosie. Now to Burton. Got around Josh Dacos. Now he's going to load up the right boot. Sends a long high ball inside 50. Finlayson, he's the only one to go for it. He couldn't quite drag it in. Dixon to Finlayson around the body. And he's pushed that across. Minor score. Gee, they've had some chances, Port Adelaide. And it is a 6-point lead to the Power. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, missing shots. As Collingwood bounce their way out of defence through Noble, goes to McStay and Aaliyah, both hanging on. No mark taken. Over the back, Port Adelaide have Houston to mop up. Handballs to Lockie Jones. His kick's a strange one. Goes to McEntee, who had to beat a couple of tall opponents. Finlayson over the back. Can he run and kick a goal? No. Goes across goal. And no mark taken. Powell Pepper, loose ball. He keeps it alive. He's got a couple to beat. He goes to ground. Too much pressure, Collingwood. And the Pies are away from defence.
Oh, 6-point lead, Port Adelaide. Dangerous ball from Collingwood, but guess who? Dacos there just couldn't complete it. Rosie over at Drew. Dacos. Rosie got a little tap to Marshall. Top of the 50 for Port. Dacos puts a wrap-on tackle. Crisp as well. Here's Josh Dacos. Handball to the invisible man. Then he was able to butter up. Goes and get it himself.
How's the pressure?
Now Burton. Now Marshall inside 50. Rioli. Willie's taken the mark. Tight angle, about 40 out.
Sometimes we see Todd Marshall doing the things in front of goal that stand out so clearly, but he was very good in close there. Really sharp hands and nice kick around the body. Completely knew what he was doing with the footy to Willie Rioli. Didn't panic.
Well, he was brought to the club to kick goals. And very much in moments like this, you'd reckon. Cathedral end. Willie Rioli. 45-degree angle. He'll let it go from 45. There you go. There you go. Port Adelaide by 12. It's 10-11-71 the Power. Collingwood 9-5-59. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. Mark Rasciuto, Rhett Bigland's Triple M footy.
Big kick in a big moment of the game there. Marshall just hacked it forward. Rioli was the beneficiary of it. But to go back and kick a big goal. Had the week off last week for family reasons. And a very, very important goal for Port Adelaide.
Celebration off the charts as well. The LeBron James silencer going back to the crowd, and he's on report too, Rioli, we think, for a strike on Moore earlier on in the game. We'll have confirmation from that a little later on in the call.
Seabar Super comments, Red Biglands from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football. It comes down to DeGoey from the centre bounce. He sockers it to centre wing on the outer side. Farrell sockers it back forward. Crisp was there as well. Couldn't pick it up. Neither Farrell. Lysette the ruckman bends down. He gets it to Butters. Butters dragged off the ball. Soccering forward, Collingwood out towards half-forward. Elliott turns Bergman inside out too easily. Elliott rushes it forward. Can't pick the ball up. Lockie Jones can for Port Adelaide. Goes to Butters on the outer side. Butters gets up off the ground and then runs hard. His kick's a shocker. Gets there on the bounce. Somehow Marshall's picked it up. His kick is a woeful kick. He kicks it straight to side bottom.
Don't reckon he saw side bottom, did he?
Gee, the handball of side bottom's one of his worst too. He misses Quaynor. Now it's a loose ball at centre wing. Burton fights for it for Port Adelaide. And he and McCreery, in the end, are absolutely knackered. Happy to see the ball out over the boundary line and have a spell.
Yeah, Marshall just couldn't have seen side bottom because just about laced him out. Massive crowd here at Adelaide Oval. 47,965. There was a lot of rain around the Savo. That would have kept a few of the soft ones away. But they're massive. That's a huge crowd. Probably the biggest for the year, is it?
Red Z Lending started would be for Port Adelaide. Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed as the Pies work forward. McCreery sends a long one. Now trying to gather. McKenzie under some heat from Elliott. Ground level was good. McStay got a little tap. Here's Pendlebury handball over the top. It was look away style. Couldn't connect. Oh, here he is, Nick Dacos. Take it high. He will get a shot on goal.
Jamie, let him go. Let him go.
Elliott came in to remonstrate. Not happy.
Right now, Jamie.
Harvey Norman replay.
Let's have a look.
Get it out.
Oh, it's definitely there, Farrell.
Mason, walk out. Ollie, walk out.
So, Cyber Safety Awareness Month at Harvey Norman, giving you a free $50 cyber safety voucher to use towards any cyber security product. T's and C's apply there. Our Harvey Norman replay.
Every contest is going to be analysed as this match is determined. That one definitely was high, though. Got a good look at the Harvey Norman replay. This kick, though, in a game where he hasn't hit his straps just yet. 2 disposals in the final term. This will really lift him to kick into another gear if he gets it.
So the little Collingwood champ, Nick Dacos. City end, 45 out. He likes it a lot. We're back to a 6-point margin. Dacos gets the goal. It's 10-5-65 Collingwood, 10-11-71 Port. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Theo Doropoulos, Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, unreal noise down here. Atmosphere fantastic, nearly 48,000. Dylan Williams about to come on. Scott Lycett's been subbed out.
Bob Jane teammates have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back deals. Call or order online today.
Yeah, good move. I think I like that one. Get Finlayson into the ruck. Lysett hasn't had a big influence on the game, only had the 5 touches for the night. Finlayson should be fresh in the legs. He hasn't done any ruck work at the start of the game. Maybe that's why they did use Dixon in the ruck, to keep Finlayson fresh for that for the last quarter, because he's good on the ground. Not as good in the air as Lysett, but good on the ground.
McDonald's and Ream hot water. Triple M rocks footy. Cox goes unopposed. Finlayson won it though out of the middle. Kicked to half forward. Rioli ran onto it. Collingwood should mop this up at halfback. Great handball, Kona Quaynor. And look at him go. He is so smooth. Runs hard out of defence. Goes out to the centre wing on the outer side. Farrell did well for Port Adelaide. Now lost it in the tackle. Port get a rush kick forward. McKenzie can't claim the footy. Went to ground at the wrong time. Going in hard, Lipinski. He just sits on it. Umpire says, I'll have it. Ball up, centre wing out of side.
It's a brave move from Kenny, and he's also backed himself in with Horn Francis continuing to go one out deep in the goal square on Murphy. I like that one also.
Finlayson plucked this one out of the air, kicked it forward. Evans can't pick it up. McEntee sockers forward. It's a foot race. Powell-Pepper leads in the race for Port Adelaide. Picked it up nicely. He'll get tackled. Flung to the ground. Side bottom comes in to help out. His kick forward's pretty good. No mark taken. Porter got the numbers. Burton picks it up at centre wing. Sends it back inside 50. Todd Marshall not looking at the ball and allows Moore to take the easiest of marks. Made a mistake there, the young fella.
So Moore, the Collingwood skipper. Port by 6 points. Moore asked to get on with business. In the defensive 50, unloads up towards centre wing. Cox flies high, couldn't drag it down. McCreery tapped it in front of himself, kept his feet when Burton did it. McCreery's got time and space. He's got Myercheck feeding back inside 50. He squares it up in the Bobby Hill direction. Got him.
How good. McCreery, because you thought, why wasn't he giving that ball to Myercheck, who was 15 metres running alongside of him? He knew exactly what he was doing.
The leg speed and the skill level to do it himself.
How good.
He was just summing up the situation. That's what you have to do when you're running like that. The hardest thing to do with the whole world watching you is to make the right decision. You can panic and he can just bomb it long. He didn't. He composed himself, kicked it to space and gave him a shot on goal.
Well, great insights there for Seabus. Mark Rashudo and Red Biglands. Bobby Hill to square things away. We are locked. She's all square at the Adelaide Oval. We've played 15 minutes final term. It's 71-71. The two top dogs going at it. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
History said it was going to happen, and it has happened. Collingwood have come flashing back into the contest. 4 goals, 1 to 1 goal, 2 in this last quarter. We spoke to Ken Hinkley before the game, and we spoke about what you can do when Collingwood come at you. You've got to go back at them. You've got to win the ball. You can't flood back. You can't get numbers behind the ball. You've got to win the ball at the contest, get it in your forward half and keep it there.
Changes for Port Adelaide. Powell-Pepper into the middle for this centre bounce. Ryan Burton's gone forward for Port Adelaide and now he's going back to defence. So they are actually indecisive at the moment.
Starting to rain here at Adelaide Oval again.
So they're in a little bit of disarray here at the start of this centre bounce, and Port will cop a warning here for not having their players in the right positions. For McDonald's and Ream hot water, Triple M rocks footy. Dixon into the ruck for Port Adelaide. Bit of aggression needed from him. Collingwood look like they'll get their clearance and they come away with it. They do. Running into a Port Adelaide tackle though, which was Houston, and De Goey held up for the moment. Umpire to ball it up inside the centre square. Collingwood have grabbed hold of this game. Can Port respond? Ruckman don't get a decisive tap. Lipinski comes away. He gets tackled by Powell-Pepper but gets the kick away. Bobby Hill races after the ball with his speed. Sockers it to the boundary line. It goes out of play and the umpire says we'll throw it in on the 50 for Collingwood.
I want to go back to that centre bounce with the 666 warning. Is that a ploy to take the sting out of the game? Because Burton absolutely jogged to his defensive post. That took it a turn. The umpire waited for him.
That's when the momentum's with Collingwood.
Well, pretty risky if it was a tactic, Biggles, but
surely not.
Throw in. Pendlebury onto the ball. Ollie Wines goes with him, and it bounces off both players, goes out of play, left half forward for Collingwood, who are doing the attacking in this final term. Scores are level.
One-on-ones everywhere. There's no loose behind the play. Look at the space around the stoppage. Just what they do. They suck people out, and if they get the ball here, there's space to run.
Throw in. Collingwood win it at ground level. Quick kick inside 50. The pack crashes in from all directions. Port Adelaide at the back. They're going to rush a minor score, and Collingwood lead by that minor score. Farrell was the player to see it through for Port Adelaide, and the Pies go to 11-7-73. 11-6-72. 1 point. 10-11-71 Port Adelaide.
Bring it in.
So Burton, umpire asks him to get going. He does. Delivers a ball, finds Houston. He runs out, receives it back. Burton from the defensive 50 goes with a down the wing ball. Spills out the back. McEntee. Now Finlayson in a bit of space. He had Butters feeding through. It actually falls to him. Marshall, what's he going to do? He squeezes one and he finds Evans. So Frankie Evans, bit of angle about it. 20 out. He'll have a shot to put Port Adelaide back in front.
Well, Collingwood did what?
He plays on. He gives it to Finlayson around the body. Snap, he nails it. Bit of teamwork there. And Finlayson will feel good about himself. Port by 5. Oh, this game's got plenty in it. 11-11-77 the power. 11-6-72 Collingwood. Port by 5. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Mark Rashudo, Red Biglands, Triple M footy.
Well, gutsy give and a gutsy call by Finlayson to get it because, you know, he's a good kick at goal, but he's not a brilliant kick at goal. And Evans, who's had his chances tonight, what's he kicked? 1 goal, 1 as well. So decided to give it off. A bit of a rush snap, but he put it through Finlayson.
About Finlayson's little Irish Gaelic style ball that he just got to Rosie. It was all of 6 metres by a foot. It was incredible how he did it. Now starting to get himself into the game. Jeremy Finlayson, 14 disposals with 3 clearances.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Charlie Dixon fights hard for it in the middle. Willem Drew's kick was smothered. He goes back in after it. The ruckman Cameron beat him to it. Socketed it to centre wing on the outer side.
Stayed in.
And has it been kept in? Only just. And a throw in centre wing on the outer side of Adelaide Oval.
So the funny rule about that, if that went over a metre before it got there, would have been insufficient intent.
Yeah. They need to tell us once and for all what the rule means, I reckon. Especially in tight games like this. Dixon into the ruck for Port Adelaide against Darcy Cameron. Throw in, centre wing, outer side. Cameron got the tap away. Horne-Francis ground level. Port Adelaide try to fight for it here. They've lost it. Have they coughed it up? No. Houston on the receiving end. Got the kick forward. Evans then for Port Adelaide just punches it forward. Noble leads in the race. Leads McEntee. Gets rid of McEntee, then fell over. So too did Port Adelaide. Gee, when they threaten to get the ball and go away, they're slipping over. And Power Pepper slipped out over the boundary line. It's a throw-in.
So Port by 5 points. It's in their forward half. That's at a half forward, this throw-in. Dixon in the ruck against Cameron. Dixon got the tap down. Horne-Francis went without it. Dacos came through. Able to break 2 tackles. Got it to Josh. It was Nick who gave it to him. Works it down the line. Alia. And that should be 50.
And McStay put his hand up. He should be with Alia, making sure he doesn't do exactly what he just did, take an intercept mark.
And Alia works it up to half forward. Ball spurts over the back. Boak's wrapped up. He's tackled. He holds it in. And we'll have a ball up. It's at half forward for Port Adelaide. They lead it by 5 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
We've told you enough times tonight. Collingwood on the last 7 here, 4 of them by less than a goal.
They win the clearance. Lipinski kicks high and long. Back in the direction of McStay. And Alia took another mark. No, umpire didn't pay it. Oh, it's a vacant forward line. It's a foot race over the back. Who's going to get there first? Farrell for Port.
Oh, it's out of bounds.
Deliberate. Out of play. And that is as deliberate as you'll see. And has the umpire played it?
Yeah.
He has. To be fair, Farrell only had eyes for the line.
Jamie Elliott
punched it out over the line. Elliott's a clever little goal kick. He's outside the boundary line, obviously. He'll improve the angle and kick around the corner to put the Pies back in front. Does it now, kicks the goal. Great goal. Collingwood by a point. The skills on display tonight are phenomenal. The top two sides, what a contest they're putting on. The Pies go to 12-6-78. Port Adelaide 11-11-77. Triple M, Titanium, Caravan scoreboard.
Seen a few too many times tonight, the defence letting the ball get over the back, and it's easier said than done. I mean, it's wet, it's slippery, so if you don't nail the spoil, it's going to go over the back. And then Farrell, he just would have gone, oh no, what am I going to do here? Rush it through the points? You can't rush it through the points when you're outside of the square, otherwise that's a free kick. And he was right on that line, ended up just hitting it and it went out of bounds. It was deliberate all day. Here it is on the Harvey Norman. He's the first there. He just panicked, didn't really know what he was doing, and ended up giving the free kick away. The perfect thing he probably had to do was take the ball and just hold on to it and cop the tackle.
Now for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. We're back underway. Collingwood clear it through. Nick Dacos just sucked the slipper into it. Gets it inside 50. Lockie Jones and Elliott, a contest there. Boundary line. It's out of play. Left forward pocket. City End will have it tossed in.
Collingwood have had 9 inside 50s and kicked 5 goals too from 9 inside 50s.
Red Z Lending stats.
In the last quarter.
Loans for the self-employed. Thanks, Roo. REDZED.com. Collingwood by a point. They're deep inside 50 again. Dixon in the ruck. He was able to take it. Got clean possession. Got it out of there. Finlay sent a little tap to Evans for Port Adelaide. Oh, geez, wrapped up by Moore. He got boot to ball. It stays in play. Now Noble's wrapped up by McEntee. Umpire runs in, we'll have a ball up. 6 minutes 44 left. Collingwood by a point. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Cox has got to be better there, Roo, at the boundary throw-in. Inside forward 50, massive opportunity to score, and he's out-bodied and Dixon just grabs it. He's got to hold his ground.
Rioli off the contest, the ruck contest, went to ground, made sure the ball went out of play, and we'll have a throw-in on the outer side.
Nick Dacos had 4 clearances, 2 centre-bounce clearances in the last quarter.
So throw in. Charlie Dixon in front of Mason Cox. Cox reaches over the top, wins the tap. Nick Dacos tried to soccer forward. Port on the defensive side of the contest. It was Dylan Williams kicks forward. Frankie Evans on the end of it. He's getting a bit of the ball. He plays on, kicks it long and strong. 2-on-2 inside 50 for Port Adelaide. Over the back, Powell Pepper has rode this beautifully. He'll balk and he'll kick a goal. And Port Adelaide are in front. Powell Pepper, how important. He read that beautifully. He kicked the first goal of the night, and Port Adelaide now lead by 5 points. What a game of football.
Had a great game of footy. Kicked the first goal of the night, Powell Pepper. That was an absolute beauty. That one was just as important. 17 disposals now, 6 tackles for Powell Pepper. Once again, that ball just get to the side or to the back. He positioned himself perfectly. Great goal, Powell Pepper.
12-11-83, Port Adelaide, Collingwood, 12-6-78. What a clearance coming up in the middle.
What about the value of going in there and bringing it to ground? Murphy and Moore couldn't do a thing about it. Huge forward line aerial pressure for the power key forwards in Marshall.
Well, Super making hard work pay off. Mark Rashudo and Red Biglands. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. And Horn Francis gets boot to ball. Just was able to beat Dacos to the punch there. Now Rosie at centre wing. Port by 5 points. 5 minutes 53 left. Centre wing out of side. Rosie looking down the line. Gets a long ball working up towards that forward 50. And it slips through the hands of Cox. Rolls out of play. Underneath the old scoreboard, we'll have it thrown in.
So they've been busy here. Stoppages had a stack of them in the third term, Port, and they're attacking 50, trying to block and get some movement through it. Look for Horn Francis here. He loves to sell a lie to the opposition.
So throw in. Finlayson up against Cox. Here he is, Horn Francis trying to steam through. Side bottom for Collingwood, got it out of there. Oh, Williams, the sub, dropped a sitter there for him normally. Now coming through McStay, got a little toe to it, but Port Adelaide, they sweep. Now it's an opportunity for Butters. Gee, was on his knees. He concedes about 20 metres to McKenzie, who gets the boot into it to Rioli.
Rioli marks at centre wing with courage. Little chip to the middle of the ground. Port Adelaide can run it through the middle, but Houston's held up. He goes to the outer side. There's a Port player in the hands of the trainers. Charlie Dixon very sore, but we know he's a real warrior. Dylan Williams with the footy. Fresh legs on the outer side. Goes with that left foot kick. Port inside 50 again. Big pack of players. Over the back, Evans roved it beautifully. At the boundary line, gets taken away. Good tackle. And Collingwood defend magnificently again. And they'll throw it in right forward pocket for Port Adelaide.
Less than 5 minutes to go in game time here.
Of all of the inclusions tonight, Willie Rioli's had a massive impact. He's had an equal high 7 score involvements. It's been a great return for him.
Throwing inside 50, Rioli off hands. He was dragged off the footy. Side bottom was in there. Mason Cox claimed it. He gets tackled. Umpire letting it go. He's hovering the umpire. Is he going to ping someone? The ball bobbles about. It nearly comes out. Then it goes back in. Side bottom's got it. And the umpire says, I'll ball it up. 20 out from Port Adelaide's goal.
So 4 minutes 33 left. Port by 5 points. 20 out from their goal. Ball up. Cox for Collingwood. Got boot to ball. Mark completed by Lipinski. On the defensive 50. Port by 5 points. He wants to bite something off through the middle. Goes with a long ball. Big fist by Jones. Port have got a lot of ground level support. Here's Boak. Puts it up to half forward in the Marshall Murphy direction. Murphy again. Another magnificent spoil by the Pie defender. And it's out of play. It's a 5-point Port lead. 4 minutes 10 left.
What about the kick from Collingwood from centre half back? Just straight down the guts. Anything could happen with it, and as it turned out, it got spoiled and it landed where 4 Port players were.
Throw in. Right half forward for Port Adelaide. Maynard couldn't pick it up. Rioli at ground level got it out to Quaynor. His quick kick forward. It beats all the players out there, but Collingwood will win this ball on the outer side. Big handball comes inboard. They're running hard from half back. Kick from Pendlebury towards half forward. Is that a mark inside the boundary line? It is. Good Mark Elliott. He can kick this. He's a wonderful kick of the footy. We know he's outside the boundary line and he's 40 metres from goal.
Have a look at the power supporters give the boundary umpire absolute spray. They were determined to call that ball out of bounds on the full. I reckon the boundary umpire took 2 metres inside the field of play to get away from him.
I reckon he's 50-50 from here.
What a kick coming up from Jamie Elliott. He's a proven goal kicker. Comes out and improves the angle and kicks it. He's kicked it. He has. Wow. What a goal. And the Pies are back in front. He's got his third and Collingwood lead by a point at the Adelaide Oval. Just over 3 minutes remain in this contest. On the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard, 13,684. Port Adelaide 12,1183. Unbelievable.
Well, if Port Adelaide have had their chances, they've kicked 12 goals, 11, so they've had 23 scoring shots. Collingwood have had 19. It's 56 inside 50s to 41. Port Adelaide have had plenty more inside 50s, plenty more shots, haven't been as efficient in the forward 50. Collingwood have kicked 3 goals from the boundary line, haven't they?
Yep.
Oh, the composure. We just got a great look on the Harvey Norman of Elliott copping earfuls from little kids, from mums and dads over the boundary line. He didn't flinch. Nothing but gun barrel eyes for the goals. How strong in the mind is that man?
Well, that's a 6-6-6 warning for Collingwood this time. 3 minutes 13 left for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Collingwood lead it by a point. Tap down. It came from Cameron looking for DeGoey. Adams came through. DeGoey butters up. Gets possession. Handball across. Got it to Pendlebury to Adams. Now an inside 50 high ball. It's going to bounce and set. Now it sets for Crisp. Runs to the boundary. Little handball looking for Myercheck. Missed him. And we will have it thrown in. 25 around from Collingwood City end goal.
Be a lot of discipline here. This stoppage cannot have a free kick. Finlayson's undersized. Just has to bring it to ground.
That's the risk.
2 minutes 54 left. Collingwood by a point. They're inside their 50. Rucks go at it. Ground level ball. Little tap there. Spills out.
Oh, he dropped
now Dacos is wrapped up. And we will have a ball up inside Collingwood's attacking 50. They lead it by a point with 2 minutes 44 left.
Watch the boundary line. That's where they'll be. That's where Port Adelaide will be trying to hit it. If you're a Collingwood player, you get on the bolt down the boundary line.
Darcy Cameron wins the tap. Port Adelaide rush it forward. Boak's on the end of it, and Collingwood see it to the boundary line. So a throw in on the 50 for Collingwood, who lead by 1 point inside 2 minutes.
This is where you can't make a mistake. You got to do exactly what you train during the week. Can't go off script.
De Goey here. He's loose.
Finlayson and Cameron go at it. Port Adelaide at ground level win the clearance. It's centering out of side. Butters on hands and knees. Fell over at the wrong time. Williams picks up for Port Adelaide. A kick from Charlie Dixon to the middle of the ground. Carriage needed. Side bottom didn't mark. Collingwood kick it inside 50. It's a foot race. It's heading out towards the boundary line. The Pies will get there first. Myercheck. What can he do? Doesn't kick the goal. And Aaliyah concedes with the minor score. Port Adelaide trail by 2 points. They get to bring the ball back into play, and Aaliyah gets on with it straight away.
There's 2 minutes to go. Dead on 2 minutes.
So works down towards centre wing. Boken a one-on-one. Goes to the back, rolls out of play. A minute 58 left.
So this is where you can flood back now. So there's not a centre bounce. So Collingwood will probably send a player loose behind the play, you would think. They'll probably have 5 forwards, which means Aaliyah could outmark. He could intercept Mark. If they get the ball, they probably have to try and maintain possession, not kick it forward.
Collingwood by 2 points. A minute 53 left. Ball back in play. Spits out to Rosie. Under some Dacos pressure. Rosie got boot to ball. Now is that out on the full? No, it stayed in just. It goes to the line. Moore being corralled. Got one to Maynard. He's bustled over by Powell Pepper. Have a look at the two bulls stare each other down. We'll have it tossed in underneath the old scoreboard. Collingwood by 2 points. A minute 39 left.
You'd pay good money for those two to watch them in the ring for 3 rounds.
Give me an octagon with those two.
So the throw-in, Dixon in front. Powell Pepper at ground level. Had a fumble, didn't pick it up. Horn Francis applies a tackle. Umpire says we'll ball it up deep inside 50 for Port Adelaide. It's 35 out from their goal.
Ollie Wines deep for Port on Jeremy Howe is just a strange matchup, but get him around the ball.
The tap comes to Horn Francis on his left boot. He squares it up to centre half forward. Farrell dropped the mark under pressure, and now he's lost it. Side bottom, socketed clear. That was great play by Collingwood. Farrell gets there first, sockets it back forward. Wines on the up, couldn't find a teammate. Collingwood will come away. They should be able to ice this. Taylor Adams picks it up. He kicks over the top, and that's a great kick. And Collingwood can slow it down. There's a minute to go. Crisp has the footy for the Pies.
Oh, Farrell error. How did he chop that ball? Slippery night.
Last 7 games at Adelaide Oval, 4 by less than a goal.
Crisp is told to get on with it now. Kicks it along the boundary line. Port Adelaide fly. Jones dropped the mark. Port Adelaide from defence. Kick to the middle of the ground. Charlie Dixon, what a ball. He taps it on, but it's all Collingwood at the fall of the ball. They run into Todd Marshall. He applies the tackle. Umpire says, I'll have it.
37 seconds.
In the middle of the ground.
They've got to flood back now. Collingwood try and stop it. Port Adelaide has got to smash it forward at every opportunity.
What a ball up.
36 seconds. 2 point lead Collingwood. Now Butters trying to gather. Ball spilling around. Cameron, he jumps on it. They jump on him. And it's tied up.
24 seconds.
It's on the front edge of the centre square. So attacking side of centre for Port. Collingwood by 2 points. 23 seconds left. Ball up. What a game of footy. Adams came through the 200 gamer. Just got boot to ball. Almost holding it. Ball spills around. Butters throws his body in. Ball comes out to Markov. He's wrapped up by Powell Pepper. Umpire looks.
8 seconds.
We will have a ball up.
Pies are going to do it again here.
Collingwood have done enough, you'd think.
Incredible.
Not yet, they haven't.
Port Adelaide need to rush it.
They've just got to win the clearance. Port Adelaide are going to win the clearance.
8 seconds remain. What a team this Collingwood outfit is. Amazing stuff. Finlayson over the top. At ground level, the Pies win it. And they kick to the middle of the ground. Port Adelaide win it. Mackenzie's kick smothered. And the Pies pull off the most remarkable victory at the Adelaide Oval. They beat Port Adelaide by 2 points.
Winners by 2 points, down by 17 points at three-quarter time, and it's another come-from-behind Collingwood win, 13-7-85. Port Adelaide 12-11-83 in one of the great games of footy that you'll see. Port Adelaide going down here to the Pies, who were simply magnificent in Taylor Adams' 200th game. We're standing by to take you down to ground level, but Mark Prosciutto, Rhett Biglands, boy, how do you top that?
Well, they just keep doing it, Collingwood, don't they? Port Adelaide had the chances, 57 inside 50s to 44, 23 scoring shots to 20. They didn't kick accurately, they didn't take their chances, and when you do that to Collingwood, they come back and they make you pay.
It's incredible how the Collingwood players sensed the moment. Myercheck inside forward 50, realised he just had to gather and was clean with it. Just the big moments in games where these star players stand up, and there are a couple of errors late which cost Port Adelaide, but you're right, Roo. Too many missed opportunities throughout this game for the Power. They'll certainly look back and be hating those.
There's no doubt there'll be some chat about that change as well on Dacos in the final term with Drew, who'd done a really good job for 3 quarters taken off him, and Dacos really started to get them rolling. And you just wonder how it filters through both sides as well. Collingwood get their tail up, Port think, oh, hang on, and there it is anyway. Thanks to Channel 7, let's take you down to Mark Soderstrom, and he's about to catch up with Taylor Adams, who played game number 200.
3/4 time.
Yeah, this group's it's different. We never give up, you know. They played an awesome style of footy. We knew they would. But yeah, I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. It's been a really special couple of days, and this group means so much to me. They just dug so deep for my game, and yeah, I just love the group so much.
Take us through the belief in the club, because you're doing it so often now when you're staring down the barrel late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, tonight was probably a little bit different. We had to really grind inside. Their midfield was on top of us for most of the game, and yeah, we showed that fight early on and sort of got the momentum going our way. And yeah, we know that we're in games with 15, 20 minutes to go, we can score still. So huge belief. Just love this group, mate.
We wanted this game to be an absolute ripper, a fitting game for 1v2. Geez, we got it, because it was just remarkable, the momentum swings. What's it like out there?
Oh yeah, there's a I hope it was a great game to watch, because it felt like that being a part of it. It's obviously really fast, a lot of contest, a lot of pressure. Yeah, we knew that was coming. Like we prepared ourselves for that all week, and they didn't let us down. They delivered on that, and yeah, we're able to stick with it and ride it out.
Congratulations. Not often that we hear a visiting crowd getting really loud at Adelaide Oval, but geez, your crew have travelled and done it well.
Yeah, they have all year. Yeah, they make it so special. They have no idea how much impact they have on us when we're out here, and yeah, it's a pretty special moment. So thanks to all our fans to come over, and everyone back at home watching. I hope you enjoyed that.
Congrats on the 200. Fantastic. Some very important touches late. Well done, Taylor.
Mark Soderstrom, thanks to our friends there at Channel 7. And, Taylor Adams in game number 200. What a win that has turned out to be for Collingwood. We came here expecting a game, and boy, did we get that.
Did we ever? It was an absolute cracker. Port to be filthy on themselves. In some ways, they should be happy, because they played a cracking game, and there was some doubt about whether they could do that after what they did last week. But losing the game that they shouldn't have lost, they won't be happy at all. In fact, their supporters will be just walking away going, I can't believe we lost that game, after being in front for a 95% of the game. But there was always a chance to happen.
Let's head down to Sodas with Braden Maynard.
It's all part of it, mate. I said something during the week and they didn't like it, but hey, it's a game and we love it.
Craig McRae threw in the middle too, because they knew that there'd be a bit of a tension on early.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a little bit more, but it is what it is. I didn't too much while I was in there, but far out. This team refuses to give up. Come over here, hostile environment. We just love it. We do not give up. We love it.
Just watching when the siren goes, the boys running from the bench there, just the amount of belief and real love amongst this group looks really remarkable at this point.
Oh, it's next level. And we're going to a really important part of the year, and we've had a really good 4-week block, and we can tick that off and go into the next sort of month leading into finals. But yeah, like I said, this group it's just unbelievable to be a part of, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Jamie Elliott's pretty cool under pressure when he needs to be.
Mr. Clutch, always very calm and steady, the big fella. But yeah, it's great. It's great to get the W.
Congratulations, mate. Wonderful win. You guys keep doing it. Enjoy the rest of the season.
Cheers.
Oh, great stuff, Mark Soderstrom catching up there with Braden Maynard. Thanks to our friends there at Channel 7. It's our Triple M Amy review. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win Collingwood home by 2 points. Can you take me into the belief that Collingwood have, and how do you get that, and how do you believe, and how do you trust each other to continue to do what they do over the last sort of 12, 18 months?
Well, they've just done it so many times, haven't they? They're an experienced outfit. They're one of the most experienced, one of the oldest list in the competition. They've just got so much depth. They've got so much trust. The coach encourages them to play like that. They've got good rebounding defenders. I mean, they're the best defensive side. They've got a great midfield. They're fully fit at the moment, and their forwards... You know, they're not the most talented bunch of forwards you've ever seen, but they don't have to be. They don't kick massive scores. Look, tonight, they've only had 20 scoring shots and kicked 13 goals, 7, but in that last quarter, Josh Dacos kicking one from the boundary line. Elliott kicked 2 goals from the boundary line, one a snap from in tight, one from 45 metres out. Nick Dacos kicks a goal from 45 metres out. I mean, they just took their opportunities when they had to in the last quarter and pinched another victory on the road. 8 in a row at Adelaide Oval, 5 of those by less than a goal. It's incredible stuff.
And when you hear Maynard and Taylor Adams talk about the belief in the group, that's just not saying that we believe in what we can do. That's the belief that they can be a match winner. And we saw they're calling him clutch. Jamie Elliott, he believed he'd kick it. He knew he'd kick it. It was an incredible kick from the boundary to put him in front, copping all sorts of abuse. You'll see Taylor Adams getting chaired off on the shoulders of his teammates into the rooms now, and Nick Dacos as well. They all went over to him and just told him to kick it. You can kick it, and he had no doubt. Didn't flinch in 1 second to be able to line that up. It's just an incredible talent.
You mentioned at the start of the final term about the tagging or the non-tagging of Nick Dacos through, and I don't know. I think we see it time and time again where in the modern game, coaches are saying, oh, we can't worry about the opposition. We've got to get it and just go forward, and, you know, when there's a turnover, maybe you cop it at the other end. I wonder when the day will come where coaches say, I'm going to lose the game if I don't shut down the 3 best players in the opposition in the final quarter.
I'm dumbfounded by that move. If you're going to tag someone at the start of the game, if you deem them dangerous enough to tag, why would you stop when things are going in your It's worked for you for 3 quarters or work for you for a half. Why would you stop doing that? Nick Dacos could not have been happier than when he went out there and thought, I haven't got a tag on me.
Yeah.
I am going to run my little ass off and try and do whatever I can do. He had a bit of a calf issue. Looked like he got a bit of a cork. He wasn't at his best and he fumbled a couple. But in that last quarter, he had 4 clearances, a couple of those from the centre square. He didn't have his best game, but he had his best quarter. And it was because Willem Drew wasn't on him. Is that Josh Carr's move as the midfield coach? Is it Ken Hinkley's move? Is it both of them? It'll be a talking point, and I'd love to know the answer.
If these two get to play each other in the finals, Biggles, how do Port Adelaide walk away from this game? Do they say, I'll tell you what, we now know we can match it with them? Or are they on the back foot thinking, my God, we threw everything at them, and we bloody still lost at home? Collingwood have come away from home today to win this game.
Well, it depends.
How do you approach it?
If it gets to the final term in a final, guess who has the confidence in the final term when it's tight? They second-guess themselves. But when looking back at the footage and the missed opportunities that Willem Drew had, missed opportunities in front of goal that Ryan Burton had, they'll look back and go, we normally kick those. And the turnovers, they'll look at those, I'll look at them in detail and say, we're not going to lose them again. And if they win those ones, it's a different result.
Well, they're not going to get them another time at Adelaide Oval. I think that's probably highly unlikely now. They've had an opportunity, and Porter are in a little bit of danger of slipping out of the top 2. As long as they keep winning, they can hold it. But now they're only 1 loss or 1 win away from slipping out to 3rd. But they could have won tonight, Ditz. And they've got to be positive about that in the review. They had more scoring shots, more inside 50s, didn't take the opportunities. So that's what they'll say. But they'll also understand, why didn't you? Why didn't you take those opportunities when you had them? Simple as that, really. That Collingwood were just a bit more efficient in the forward 50.
Collingwood home by 2 points. Let's head down to the rooms for the winning song.
battle of the heavyweights here tonight at the Adelaide Oval, and Collingwood, they are the top dog, home by 2 points over Port Adelaide in a fantastic game of footy. 13-7-85 Collingwood, Port Adelaide 12-11-83. Standing by to go back into the Collingwood rooms. I think we might be able to have a chat to Paddy Lipinski pretty shortly. Abreu, just quickly, it might be a stupid question, but I've never been out there in the inner sanctum as the game's going down. So at three-quarter time, when that change is made, is that something that is just told to the midfield, or would the whole team know that we're no longer running with Dacos? So what I mean is, when players go to their positions, do they see that the change has been made?
It could be either. It depends how it's communicated. They do break up into the groups. When I was playing, they didn't break up into groups like that. But it could be either. But one thing's for sure, the whole Collingwood side would know pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because they'd be telling everyone.
But even us, like up here, we're watching and we're seeing it. So if they're unaware of it and then they see it, you think, oh, God, you know, it might just... I know it's probably not the result of the game.
It's an interesting move, but let's go down to the Collingwood change rooms.
Yeah, we got Paddy Lipinski, Brew, and we might get you to throw the first question your way to the Collingwood Star, home by 2 points tonight.
Paddy, that's your fifth win by less than a goal here at Adelaide Oval. What was said at three-quarter time?
Oh, we just know that we're gonna keep running out the whole game, play every minute, and we just trust our system, and you know we just keep believing, and we know we're always going to keep coming regardless of the scoreboard, and we made some pretty clutch plays there. So, yeah, what a win.
What about Nick Dacos? The tag got dropped. Was that communicated between the teammates?
No, he changed a little bit of positioning. He played a bit of back, bit of mid, and bit of forward. So, yeah, he's hard to tag, so he can play every position on the ground. But, yeah, we're shifting the magnets a bit.
Did you get a sense, Paddy, today when Port were wasting their opportunities that the door was still ajar? They missed some shots at goal, made some fumbles. There must have been a little sense out there that you guys were coming.
Yeah, they missed a few, and it obviously did cost them in the end. And we were pretty sharp in front of goals. I think we were 13-7. So yeah, it was good that they left the door open there, and we were able to capitalise. And yeah, like I said, Port kicked some pretty clutch goals, so it was great.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what sort of pressure game was that tonight? I mean, from up here, it looked amazing. Was it?
Yeah, that was high. Like, that was a great stand of the footy. Really tough. Pressure was great. You know, there's so many good players on both teams, and you know, they're a great side. So yeah, it was unbelievable.
I used to win a few dollars in the goal-kicking comp at the end of training, but I wouldn't like to come to Collingwood and take on Jamie Elliott or Josh Dacos. How about their goal-kicking from the boundary line? They must practice it at the end of training, surely.
Yeah, it's insane. Before every captain's run, I think Jamie and the Dacos boys and Pendles and Brendan Bolton, one of our coaches, they go straight to the boundary line, and they've got a little competition, and I think they got some prizes on it for the end of the year, who takes a tally. So they obviously practice it, and it was good. We kicked 3 from the boundary there at the last, so hope they keep doing it. Yeah, exactly.
9 individual goal kickers, the 13, though. That's a great spread of the workload.
Yeah, it's really good. We don't rely on any one player, you know, down forward or, you know, through the mids or through the backs. We've got a really even 23, everyone just plays their role, and, you know, someone's going to pop up one week and then the next week someone else. So, yeah, we love just playing our role out there.
How does Craig McRae and the coaches talk about trying to shut down the influence of Zach Butters or Connor Rosie leading into tonight's game?
Yeah, we mentioned them as obviously really good players. You know, I think they're both top 10 in the league and, you know, inside 50s. So we just had to make sure we watch them spitting from the contest. They're obviously really damaging, and they're really tough to tackle with how quick they are and how agile they are. So, yeah, we're very aware of them, but we just trust our system's going to hopefully take care of itself, and, yeah, but really respect those players.
You've come from the Bulldogs and now you're at Collingwood. Tell us the difference.
I loved my time at the Dogs, had a lot of good friends, but, yeah, you can't really replicate Collingwood's fans, and, you know, it even felt like our home game there for a bit. One of their players even said, geez, your crowd's insane. So that's pretty crazy when we're at the Adelaide Oval. So they travel everywhere. We love them. Yeah, it's so good, and they're always heard. So that's the biggest difference.
They're still up on the hill now. You can't see it from inside the change rooms. We're looking at them. There's probably 100 Collingwood cheer squad supporters up on the hill, still having a ball on a Saturday night at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, they love it. You know, even the last couple of days walking through Adelaide, there were plenty of Collingwood fans, you know, coming up for photos, and they're really travelling and getting behind us, and we're bringing them along for a great journey, and they're really helping us every week, so it's been unbelievable.
Well, Patrick, big win, great game, well done, and thanks for joining us on Triple M Footy.
Thanks, guys. Hope you have a good night. Cheers.
There he is, Paddy Lipinski, joining us on Triple M Footy. Collingwood home by 2 points. It's our Triple M Amy review. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win. Just double checking those other scores for choice hotels around the grounds. Biggles, I can see you want to jump in with something and attend at humour, I'm assuming.
No, I'm keeping an eye on the crowd. It's not 100. There's 300 on the hill of the Collingwood supporters and 200 security guards in yellow jackets trying to calm them down. It is like a soccer crowd at Liverpool or something like that. They're insane.
They've had a big night here, the Pies fans. Home by 2 points. Richmond earlier today by a point over the Hawks. Carlton by 71 over the Eagles. Brisbane by 11 over Geelong. Sydney by 29 over Freo. And, of course, Collingwood by 2 points over Port Adelaide. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. We'll wrap it up on the other side of this. Port Adelaide, 12-11-83. The Pies home by 2 points, 13-7-85 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Let's all gather around the radio.
When you say action, I'm your guy.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
Never trust a fart.
It has Marty Sheargold.
Oh, my God. Well, let me apologise in advance.
A man that isn't afraid of asking the big questions.
Hash browns. Discuss.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. It's a show for grown-ups.
I mean, flick around right now and see if anyone's doing a pumpkin story. They won't be. They'll be talking about photos of their kids.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. 6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
Did you know Cbus won Chant West Specialist Fund of the Year for 2020, 21, 22 and now 23?
Yeah, and yeah.
They also won this year's Best Fund for Member Services.
Really?
Yeah.
Cbus, making hard work pay off. To consider if Cbus is right for you, go to cbussuper.com.au for a PDS or TMD. Chant West Awards are for information purposes only and not a recommendation for investment decisions. Awards are current for 12 months from May 2023. For more information, visit chantwest.com.au.
Are you ready to start something? Do what you love? With 38 free TAFE courses and over 130 nationally recognised qualifications including business, accounting, real estate, cybersecurity and IT, come to Kangan Institute, the Australian Large Training Provider of the Year 2022. No ATAR needed. It's time to unleash you at Kangan Institute. Call 13 TAFE to apply now or visit kangan.edu.au. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
Iceberg lettuce, $11.99.
Inflation has hit 7.8%.
Interest rates have increased by another 0.25%.
Let's focus on the number one. One is powerful. One act of kindness can produce a flood of joyful tears. And $1 means 2 meals for someone doing it tough. Donate at foodbank.org.au. $1 donated is 2 meals created.
Earthworks are better with Command Machine Control. Dig to your digital plan with surgical precision. Eliminate the chances of rework. Reduce surveyor costs and get real-time remote tech support. Command's UniControl turns a novice into a pro from the get-go. If you're not using UniControl to move dirt, you need to talk to the boss. UniControl. It's machine control made simple. From Command with a K.
Hey, old mate's just booked off sick again.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Nah, it's all good. I've just called Construct Personnel.
Well, who's Construct Personnel?
Well, they're ex-tradies, recruiting tradies. And they've got labourers and tradies ready to go.
No
Yep, they're sending a tradie out now.
What? Legends.
Construct Personnel. Tradies recruiting tradies. Call 1300 Labour or search Construct Personnel, a leading labour hire company in Victoria.
How was your weekend?
Awesome. Jim's Bucks party at World Series Paintball was a hit. They got him in pink overalls so we could spot him in a heap of paintball games.
He'd do a buck run?
Yeah, that was the best part. Well, for us anyway.
We had the boys' 10th birthday at World Series Paintball. The kids said it was the best party ever. Hey, we should go paintballing for our Christmas party.
Yeah, for sure. They're open in Oakley, Little River and Epping. So, boss, if you're listening, go on, Book in our Christmas party now at worldseriespaintball.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review. Amy. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win.
Saturday night footy, we expected a lot and we got it. Don't worry about that. It was a ripping game of footy. Collingwood home by 2 points in the top of the table clash. 13-7-85 Collingwood. Port Adelaide 12-11-83. Collingwood were down at three-quarter time by 17 points. And once again, able to rally, dig in and win. So Collingwood home here at Adelaide Oval tonight. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy, and always get a hot finish to the footy with a Macca's Winter Pie range. Get stuck right into that. We've got Mark Rasciuto, Rhett Biglands, Chris Dittmar as we're looking back on this fantastic game of footy. And can you take us into the two sets of rooms right now, boys? I mean, 2 points separating them, and I'm sure Port Adelaide on some level pretty happy with what they produced tonight, but there's going to be some sore boys in both rooms.
Yeah, I didn't think Port Adelaide dropped away or anything. They'll be shattered, but they know now that they can at least mix it with them, even though it's in Adelaide and they're not going to play them again. It'll be different at the MCG where they got smashed in round 2, but in some ways a confidence booster, but in some ways flat, I think, is how I'd sum it up. I mean, they'll take a lot of positives out of this game, Port Adelaide. Earlier in the week, they'll talk about their missed shots and they'll focus on their goal kicking and little things they could have done differently. But in the end, they didn't win, and they want to win if they're going to be the best side in the competition. And Collingwood would just be absolutely stoked. But they'll also know next time they play Port Adelaide that they're a very, very good side. Completely different performance to what they put up in round 2. So there'll be respect. There'll be mutual respect.
A little knife twist in Port Adelaide's guts at the moment. They'd be burning. Just twisting and sparking that fire for the next time they take on the Pies. But Collingwood will also take in the confidence of their big stars, not having to rely on them in this game. Tagoe Crook, good enough, still had 20, didn't have to rely on him. And, of course, we know with the Dacos boys, they were second half, huge impact, first half, run with. They won it without him, and the veterans, again, just supplying plenty of footy in Pendlebury and Sidebottom.
So, Roo, just to pick up on what you said there, so Port Adelaide, you don't feel like they dropped away, and Craig McRae has talked about Collingwood's gears. Yeah? So you feel like they just shifted into another level to get over the top of it tonight?
Look, they got beaten in the last quarter. Clearly it was 6-2 or 6-3, but I don't think they dropped away or anything. Yep. They did get beaten in that last quarter, but... look, I didn't think they'd play as well as they did tonight, Port Adelaide. I picked them last week and they were disappointing. So maybe I'm off the ball at picking Port. But going away from that, honourable loss, they'll take a lot out of it, I think. And, both sides were full strength and both sides played pretty well tonight. I mean, they kicked 3 goals from the boundary line in the last quarter. Missed one of those 3, Port Adelaide win. And we're talking totally differently, aren't we?
Port need to look at its ruck division for the next few weeks, don't they?
Well, what are they going to do?
Don't know. They have to come up with a solution.
Dixon's banged up.
Yeah, Dixon's banged
ruck.
up. Finlayson doesn't compete against him. He just waits and hopes the ball comes his way. And Lysette isn't having an impact. So for them to beat the top sides, and when you've got the on-ballers they've got, you need a ruckman getting in there and winning the ball.
They had an opportunity to send him in and get a clean-up and be back in 4 to 6 weeks. This is 2 weeks ago, Port Adelaide.
What about Lysette?
Yep. And clearly they decided not to. It's still about 8 weeks to grand final day. That's a lot of managing. Now, you've played in the ruck with a knee, Biggles. You're either getting injections or you're putting up with it. And it's hard enough playing in the ruck and getting battered, but when you're playing in a ruck with a sore knee, it makes it twice as hard, I would
expect. The frustration kicks in because he knows that he is a better ruckman than what he's coming up against and not performing. And this has been happening for the last month of him going in half injured. So the frustration in the mind and then the body playing sore just creates havoc. And he only had, the 5 disposals.
He had 1 kick, 4 handballs, no marks, 21 hit-outs.
Gave away 4 free kicks.
And Cameron's had 45 hit-outs.
He's a better player than most out there, just completely banged up and no confidence.
Collingwood home by 2 points. Our Macca's I'm Love It at moment. Tonight's I'm Love It at moment happened very late in the game, the 29th minute mark of the final quarter, and here's how we called it on Triple M Footy.
Kick from Pendlebury towards half forward. Is that a mark inside the boundary line? It is. Good Mark Elliott. He can kick this. He's a wonderful kick of the footy. We know he's outside the boundary line and he's 40 metres from goal.
Have a look at the power supporters give the boundary umpire absolute spray. They were determined to call that ball out of bounds on the full. Look at the boundary umpire took 2 metres inside the field of play to get away from him.
I reckon he's 50-50 from here.
What a kick coming up from Jamie Elliott. He's a proven goal kicker. Comes out and improves the angle and kicks it. He's kicked it. He has. Wow. What a goal. And the Pies are back in front.
Oh, what a call. Gee, what a goal it was by Elliott. Our Maccas, I'm loving it moment. All right, boys, the votes. The Triple MVP award for Case IH. Case IH, leaders in agricultural machinery. That's what we do. Who's the BOGs tonight?
Could have given 20 players one vote tonight. I thought there was that even. Defenders, forwards, midfielders, very even. I gave one to Josh Dacos in the end. I thought he was reasonably consistent over the whole night. Ended up with 24 disposals, kicked a cracking goal from the boundary line, gave him one. Connor Rosie set Port Adelaide alight early on. He ended up with 28 disposals and 2 goals. They just can't lay a finger on Connor. His agility and speed around the midfield just separates him from a majority of the competition. Zach Butters was awesome in the first half, but dropped right out of it. Side bottom, still side bottom. Loves these conditions. His ball handling under enormous pressure was fantastic. I gave him best on ground with 26 disposals, 5 clearances, kicked an important goal as well. Very tight and tough job to pick the best players tonight.
Great stuff. The Triple MVP award for Case IH. Case IH, leaders in agricultural machinery. It's what we do. Well, it lived up to the promise. Ripping game of footy here at the Adelaide Oval. Collingwood home by 2 points over Port Adelaide. Enjoy the rest of your night. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. Submit your fan clanger story to amy.com.au/fansurance and you could win.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
At Triple M, we're about to let the good times grow.
Ready for a lot of music?
Again, with even more tickets to the Foo Fighters. And this time, we've made it even easier to win.
You beauty!
Hey, legend! Every time we play the Fooies while you work, you call us and win them.
Thank you very much.
It's times like these I'm going to the Foo Fighters. It's times like these you give and give again.
Foo Fighters tickets are back Monday.
Foo Fighters, yeah! Yeah, brother!
On 105.1 Triple M.